The show arrives in Kansas City, Missouri. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Capital One. The Kansas City Royals have withstood a turbulent start to the season. At 7-16, they have now jumped back to within one game in the American League Central. The Tigers are hoping to do very similarly to Kansas City, withstanding a rocky road with all the injuries Andy Dirks listed at the top of the show. One of the great stars in the game, Bobby Witt Jr. with a big smile on his face on Mother's Day. And his Royals will face these Tigers, and the starting lineup for Detroit is brought to you by Capital One. Matt Vierling, a St. Louis native whose mom was in town the past couple of days, leads it off. Then Kevin McGonigal, the rookie sensation, and Jahmai Jones, who is in there against the left-handed starter for Kansas City, all the way down to Zach Short, who has had an adventurous week or so, being designated for assignment then re-signed by the Tigers. They will all face 26-year-old Noah Cameron, whose mom Diane threw out the first pitch in the game to his sister Courtney. And with that as the backdrop, and Cameron dealing with some back spasms in his last prospective outing, we go inside the pitch with America's hero, Adam Ottavino, and his white picket fence. Hi, Adam, living the dream again.
Hey, Jason, yes, I am. We got Noah Cameron on the mound today. When he burst on the scene last year, it was on the strength of his breaking ball, so that's what I'm looking for today, is the quality of the slider and the curveball. He's come out this year with a little bit of a lower arm slot, which has messed up the break on those pitches just a bit. They've lost some depth. Now he's had 10 days off to think about it. The Royals are aware of it. They're working on it, and hopefully he can come out and find his rhythm tonight.
So real quick, before we get to first pitch, where will your eyes go on that slider, on that breaking stuff? What will you be watching in the first couple innings here?
I want to see the reactions from the batters, whether they're swinging at bad pitches and taking strikes, or if they're kind of seeing the ball out of the hand and laying off those pitches down. You know, when he gets on top of his breaking stuff, meaning that hand is out in front and over the baseball, that's when it spins really true and exactly how he wants it. When he gets a little bit underneath it, it's a bit inconsistent. That's where he's been most of this year so far.
He's a former 7th-round pick of these Kansas City Royals, and the defense behind him has been really good so far this year. Top 10 by any metric in Major League Baseball. One of the best arms in the league is out there and right in Jack Caglione, and you see the trophy case for Garcia and Witt on the left side of the infield, state of the art. Elias Diaz has the plate. Salvador Perez, we asked Matt Quatrero what he got Salvi for his birthday. He said a day off.
I don't know if you like that.
I don't know. Salvi always wants to play, but here we go. Tigers and Royals in the American League Central. Kansas City going for the sweep. First pitch is ball one. Wheels up time 6:22 Central. We are so happy to have you along once again for Sunday Night Baseball in a topsy-turvy season series between the Royals and Tigers. Detroit swept the first crack at it. Kansas City's going for that again with Cameron on the mound. Haas, for a Royals team that has pitched it better in these last couple weeks.
Yeah, Noah Cameron, that's a guy where Noah, the first time through the league when teams face him, he's got some sneak to his fastball. It plays a little harder than what the velocity shows you. So first time through, Noah's had some good success off the teams.
2-1 is in for a strike. It's 2-2 on Matt Vierling, who generally is at the top of the order, Andy, when the Tigers face a left-handed starter, which they've seen a lot recently.
Yeah, he's got good bat to ball skills. He also works the ball the other way. He's not afraid to let it get a little deeper, hit the ball to right field. That helps him stay on the breaking pitches.
2-2 frame attempt by Diaz, and he couldn't get the strike. So 3-2 on Vierling. You see the Mother's Day chest protector and helmet for Diaz behind the plate. It's a long first at bat for Cameron to see against Matt Vierling, and a Tigers offense that's 22nd in the league in home runs, but middle of the pack in on base percentage.
They want to go deep in counts, and especially when you got a lot of guys out. You want to make that starting pitcher really work to get outs. They've done a nice job laying off pitches out of the zone. They don't chase a whole lot as a unit.
3-2 is allowed. Ball 4 called by Emil Jimenez, the Venezuelan-born umpire, and a leadoff walk for Vierling from Cameron. All right, so it's a little early to really evaluate, but Adam, what did you see from the first sequence here off the breaking stuff from Cameron?
Yeah, he didn't really go to the slider or curveball. He went to the cutter there, which has not been a huge usage pitch for him lately, although it is creeping up the pecking order because those other pitches have been letting him down.
Yeah, kind of slider-ish almost on that cutter, as there's ball one to a young star in the league, Kevin McGonigal, 21-year-old left-hander who got a new 8-year contract from the Tigers just a couple of weeks ago in his first year in the league.
Another cutter there from Noah Cameron. I'm with Otto. Looking at Noah Cameron, breaking him down before the game. I know last year he had good success with the slider, but if you look at the numbers against his slider this year, righties and lefties are having a lot of success off of it. So I like the adjustment he's made to go to that cutter early on.
1-1. That's a called strike. There is the first slider on McGonigal, 1-2. So there's your usage for the season. That's overall against righties and left-handers. It's obviously, as it is with most pitchers, a little bit different depending on which handed batter is up. Andy Dirks, what makes McGonigal so special for folks who haven't seen him?
Talent, number one. Extremely talented guy. He gets the bat through the zone. I mean, his hit tool's unreal. And he's also a very gritty player. He's got that combination. Plus ability, determination. He's a Philly kid. And he kind of has that Rocky Balboa sense about him, you know. Don't mess with me. We've seen him go into second hard a few times.
Seen him do that the day before he signed that extension too, which tells you a lot about the individual.
He's very competitive. His goal is to win a World Series. He's very open about that.
2-2. We have two guys up here in the booth who've been to the World Series. Andy went there with the Tigers. Eric Hosmer with the Royals.
Yeah.
Getting a little side eye. I'm in the middle seat right now. Getting a little side eye from Andy Dirks.
Some of us won one.
A little too soon, Jason.
Not false. I mean, you both did go to the World Series.
Hosmer has a World Series ring. I have an American League Championship ring. But you also have one of those too.
That I have not seen in a long time. Maybe once or twice in my whole life. That's about it.
Yeah, when you were the World Series one.
Yeah, I wear that one. We both struggled off the same team, buddy, those San Francisco Giants.
If anyone tuning in wondered what humble brag meant, it's, yeah, I don't really know where my American League Championship ring is.
No, that means I'm a winner, Jason. I don't want nothing to do with that second place ring, respectfully. But we love the World Series ring. Let's move on watching ball, huh, Andy?
3-2. It's fouled away by McGonigal. I'm just providing the credentials here. That's totally agnostic.
But this is what McGonigal's done a good job of this year. Commanding the zone. When he gets to 2 strikes, he's very good at battling and being disciplined at the plate.
And if you look at his splits, he's getting his knocks, seeing pitches off lefties, and doing damage off righties. That's how you play 162 games in a season.
It's pitch number 9 coming. Vierling draws a throw at first. Last night and Friday night, the Royals were very efficient on the mound. Michael Walker earlier in this series was basically double parked out on the mound as McGonigal flicks this toward left field, and the onrushing Collins makes the catch. Isaac Collins puts away out number 1.
Another cutter. Noah Cameron, back-to-back 3-2 counts. We're seeing him really liking the cutter, especially in hitters counts or even counts, that 3-2 to decide the pitch right there. But Kevin McGonigal, again, good job fighting right there, battling. Noah Cameron's got to get some quick outs right now. Pitch to contact.
Will face Jahmai Jones, who generally plays against left-handed starters for the Tigers. There is strike 1. Jahmai Jones, you see the pink bat, the pink arm sleeves. And Jahmai Jones, his mom, Michelle, is the reason that he played for Team Korea in the World Baseball Classic to honor his mom's Korean descent. A mother who raised 6 kids after Jahmai's dad passed away. The former NFL defensive lineman Andre Jones passed away in 2011, and Jahmai has spoken about how marvelous of a woman and how much of a rock Michelle was and is in his life. He's got Vierling at first. On 0-2 from Cameron. You know, we saw when the pitch timer first started that pitchers would use basically the entirety of the timer and kind of use that as a deep freeze. Haven't seen it as much this year anecdotally.
Guys are running on the clock.
Yeah.
And so if the clock gets down to 3, 2, runners at first will just start running to second.
There's the slider, and there is strike 3. Cameron punches out Jahmai Jones.
And there's Mama right there. She's happy to see it. This has got to feel good for Noah Cameron. Again, he has struggled with the slider, trying to execute to the back foot of a righty. And if you think Jahmai Jones can't hit a left-handed pitcher, you should go look up the numbers. That is a quality executed back foot slider from Noah. That's got to feel real good.
Two down, Dylan Dingler takes ball 1. You saw Mom Diane in the crowd, Noah Cameron's mom, who grew up a Kansas City Royals fan. There are a couple of young Royals that have become adult Royals on this roster, and Noah is one of them. But there's Mom and Noah's family. That ball to shortstop, and Bobby Witt is there. He will bat in the bottom of the first.
The
First inning in lovely Kansas City. It's a marvelous day for Major League Baseball, and the Capital One starting lineup for Kansas City begins with a great contact hitter in Garcia at the top spot. Bobby Witt Jr. in the 2 position, who just had a 4-hit day on Thursday before this series started. And they will face, at least temporarily, Brennan Hanafy for the 4th time he starts a Major League game. Andy, a bullpen arm, but it is full pitching chaos again for the Tigers today.
Boy, is it. There could be a pitching change in the first inning. Hold on to your hats. Hanafy's got a great sinker. That's his pitch. He's been very effective against right-handed bats. Struggles a little more with lefties.
You don't see this every day, that there is action in the bullpen on the first pitch of the game. That's a chopper over third to shortstop and Zach Short, and that throw is late. It's a leadoff single on a high chopper from Garcia.
And this is the difference right here. Jason, you asked me what changed with this Kansas City Royals team since we last saw you guys in Detroit. It's bounces like this going the Kansas City Royals way. Offensively, it seemed like 2 weeks ago this team was getting nothing going their way. Now, fast forward, it seems like a lot of things is going Kansas City Royals way.
They've been praying to the altar of the BABIP gods, the batting average on balls in play. You know, sometimes that fluctuates over the year. As here is Bobby Witt Jr. off the inside the park home run. Now he'll flash this into right field, and it checks up, and it will be a base hit. Wencel Perez had to charge and play it. Adam, you said during the break that the sun might be an issue out there in right field. I don't know that he saw that cleanly off the bat.
Yeah, guys, there's no way he saw that right away. He hesitated big time, then broke in, and it was too late.
How rough is the vision out there? You're out there in right field.
Yeah, I thought it would affect him more towards the gap, but there's a noticeable glare coming through right now, so it's really hard to see that white ball off the bat right now with the background.
So now you have the marvelous speed on the base path of Garcia and Witt together. The Tigers have been, by some metrics, the worst defensive team in Major League Baseball. By defensive runs saved, they are 30th. That was not a fault situation necessarily, but it's also here we go again for the Tigers.
It's been that way recently for the Tigers. Every single ball that's put into play, you have to execute. Especially when you have all these injuries, you know, with starting pitching, you know you're going to play in tight ball games. If you don't execute defensively, you're putting too much pressure on the pitchers.
2 on, nobody out for Vinny Pasquantino. The power bat for Kansas City, and you know, A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Tigers, already had the left-hander up. You would imagine that's for the 5 and 6 hitters. Well, Jensen the 5 spot, then Caglione in the 7 position. 2-1 is a strike, 2-2.
That'll be the ground ball specialist, Brant Herter, out there. He gets lefties and righties out.
Well, you see who's looming. That's Pasquatch peering through the door. When Vinny Pasquantino reaches base, Pasquatch bears down. It's a fly ball for left field, and Riley Green, the 2-time All-Star, makes the catch for out number 1. So now Isaac Collins, who's not typically the 4-hitter, Haas, but he does provide flexibility as a switch hitter, the former Brewer here.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out with Andy Dirks before the game, because that's what A.J. Hinch and this bullpen and his ability to use the bullpen do with these matchups. I think Kansas City is getting a little creative by throwing Collins there in the 4 spot, switch hitter, break up those lefties.
He has done more damage this year to this point against right-handed pitchers as he takes ball 1.
And you got to imagine this situation played such a key role the first inning, right out of the gates.
Collins flares it toward third. McGonigal into foul territory. The young third baseman reaches up and hauls it in for out number 2.
Yeah, this will bring out A.J. Brendan Hanifee does his job, gets a couple pop outs, the runner in scoring position. He's going to go straight to the bullpen, get the left-on-left matchup that he wants. He does not want to let the Royals get out to an early lead.
You ever watch the Royal Rumble? There's a new entrant every 3 minutes. Tigers pitching is a little bit like that. Matchup. He also likes the matchup, you would imagine, because Carter Jensen has not seen Brant Herter in any of the 5 games so far between the Tigers and Royals this year. The first pitch is in for a strike, and Jensen has to feel targeted here.
Yeah, and that's where Carter's going to want the ball to start right on the middle, almost outer half, even a ball in the outer half, and then you're going to trust that's going to come right back over the middle because of that sinker.
He pops it up on the infield. Herter is over. He's going to leave it to the catcher, and Dylan Dingler makes the grab. Each team strands at least 1 in the first.
A big blow, but we're not going to cancel the season. We're going to play the games.
A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Tigers, declaring that yes, indeed, the Tigers will play all 162. But when your injured list looks like the closing credits to an 80s sitcom, you're not in great shape in terms of bodies.
Not at all.
And that's where the Tigers are right now. And these are big names as well. I mean, you have Casey Mize, Tarek Skubal, Troy Melton, among others, in the starting rotation. And the Framber Valdez suspension changes today as well in the weekend series, after he was suspended 5 games for hitting Trevor Story with a pitch during the week against Boston. But that's why they're playing tag team champions of the world on the pitcher's mound, including Hanifee and Herter, to pair up for that first inning as Riley Green, the back-to-back All-Star, swings through strike 2. You guys ever seen injuries pile up like this?
No.
Not like this, and especially when Tarek Skubal, I mean, that is deflating as a team. When you got things going good, all of a sudden you're not playing well, and then your ace goes down. That's tough.
Even A.J. Hinch is shaking his head as you're saying that. He doesn't know what we're talking about, but he was shaking his head as that ball is hit in the air to right field by Riley Green, and he's got himself another day on base. 21 straight games on base for Riley Green.
Having another monster year, and left on left, he has excelled this year. His OPS is over 1,000. Last year, OPS against lefties was 620. He's made some nice adjustments. More of a 2-strike approach at times. Stays on the pitch as well. He's a stud.
He's on for Wencel Perez. And there is ball 1 from Cameron. As Ahmed said off the top of the show, every team in the American League Central is separated by 2.5 games. Cleveland lost earlier today to Minnesota 5-4. So the Guardians are 500 at 21-21. So we're going to hit the quarter pole for both of these teams, and they're going to be very much in the race at under 500. Perez in the air, right-hand side again, and nobody's going to get there. Caglione let it bounce with Lofton, but they'll get the out anyway. Hey, Otto, do you have an extra pair of sunglasses or a visor or something out there? You got carnage in front of you.
Jack's got sunglasses, but they're not on his eyes. He's wearing them on the back of his hat. I'm a little confused by that, but yeah, it's chaos out here in right field.
It is chaos out there. We're not talking about the Tigers pitching situation. Right field, You can see on one of the shots earlier, there's a spot in the concourse right above the Tigers dugout that really the sun pokes out there, and that is playing some games right now. You can see right above the on-deck circle, there's a little spot in the first level in the concourse there. From playing first base over the years here in right field, any pop-up tweener that gets in that area is really, really tough. I will say from the base running end right there, Andy, nothing Riley Green could really do in that situation.
No, that's a great point, Haas. I've been playing right field here, especially with the shadows. Like, you can't really wear sunglasses because, you know, it pops in and out, so it looks really dark. And then you go in the light, obviously. You need the flip downs, actually.
So in the middle of the play, you're doing it?
Yeah, you can run. That's what they're for. I remember Jeff Blauser used to wear them, and you just whoop, and flip them right down. That's for that reason.
That is a great pull, by the way, Jeff Blauser.
You know, Atlanta boy. So,
I mean, he was part of those great teams, and we lost 2 enormous pieces of that franchise over the week with Ted Turner passing, with Bobby Cox passing just a couple of days ago as well. And anybody watching this that grew up in the 90s and watched Atlanta as times called, I love that Bobby Cox had 162 ejections over the course of his career, and some beauties.
I've gotten to hear some of the online behind-the-scenes stories. Kansas City has a lot of ties with Atlanta. When I first got drafted here, Dayton Moore was formerly with Atlanta, brought a lot of scouts, coaches.
That drops in, strike 3. Cameron punches out Torkelson, 2 away. All right, give us a Bobby Cox story.
Let's take a look at this spinner right here, Jason. This is a nice one. 12-6 curveball. It looks like Noah's really starting to find his groove, but Bobby Cox, Ned Yost, our former manager here in Kansas City, was on Bobby Cox's staff for multiple years, coaching third, doing his thing, and heard time in and time out, being able to pick his brain, hear some Atlanta Braves stories. There was a point in time Greg Maddox told Bobby Cox at some point when he went in the clubhouse to check if a ball was a strike or ball, the balls were clearly off the plate balls. Mad Dog apparently told Bobby, hey, those balls are catching the plate, man. Those are good looking pitches. Bobby ran right back in the dugout. Apparently gets tossed 3 pitches later. Little things like that. One of the most things that I loved hearing about Bobby Cox and that pitching staff was him letting those pitchers, starting pitchers, go golf before games on days they weren't pitching, to bring that competitiveness out in Smoltz and Maddox and Glavine. I thought that was a cool behind the scenes story.
Yeah, as a group, yeah.
So cool.
Fantastic. It's going to be really difficult to break that ejection record with the ABS challenge system now. Tough to get up to 162. That 2-1 is lifted, well hit to right field. Caglione is back. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and it rings off the fence. Here comes Wenzel Perez with the game's first run, and it's 3 bases for the rookie Hao-Yu Lee for Detroit, and 1-0 Tigers. There's some pop in that bat.
Boy, is there. He went oppo in Cincinnati with a homer, and you see that's the old step in the bucket, hit it the other way, get the hips through. He struggled a little bit with the fastball since coming up, but it looks like his timing, and if he's okay with hitting the ball the other way, Haas, you know that opens up the swing path for every other pitch type as well. Yep. You can time it up and hit it hard to right field as a righty. Helps you stay on the breaking pitches.
Keeps that barrel in the zone for a long time. So even if you think it's fastball and you're fooled, maybe you can pull a breaking ball, maybe you can pull a changeup.
Here is Zach Short, who chops this ball wide of third and foul. The very first major league triple for Hao-Yu Lee. He had 2 doubles, a home run, and his first triple after his family flew all the way from Taiwan to see him play during the week and over last weekend. That's a 22-hour day. 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
They hadn't seen him play live in like 4 years or something like that. So it was a really cool experience for Hao-Yu Lee to have his family here. You know that brings some nerves with it though too. As a player, your family's in the stands. They haven't seen you play.
You don't want one knock that day.
No, anybody can get one knock, Jason. You know that. I tell you what, I remember early on in my career, it felt like Uncle Joey, his wife Yvette, Selma Young. Happy Mother's Day to Yvette, but anytime she used to come watch me play, I don't think I got 1 hit. So with all due respect, Yvette, I just needed you to not come to the games in person. I needed you to watch on TV, and it worked out good for us.
Here's Hao-Yu Lee rumbling into third with the help of third base coach Joey Cora. Way to drop in the Happy Mother's Day before you buried her for taking away all your hits.
Listen, this is a great guy, but he just can't hit the fastball. That's kind of how you explain it in baseball talk, huh?
Yeah.
3-2 to Zach Short. Lee at third. 2 out in the Tigers' second inning. That's ball 4. It's inside, and it's the second walk for Cameron today. It's a pretty tall pitch count at 44 with still an out to get in the second inning.
Never want to walk the 9 hole. When you got a runner in scoring position, that brings Matt Vierling up. He's got a little more experience in these situations than Zach Short does.
Matt Vierling, who went to the World Series with the Phillies just a couple of years ago, takes a strike. There's that curveball, Otto, and we've seen it kind of intermittently from Cameron.
Yeah, he got a freeze on Torkelson earlier with one, so that was promising, but that was a pretty comfortable take right there by Vierling.
On 1-1, Vierling hits it in the air for left field. Collins racing into the alleyway. That ball hits the fence and bounces back in. Lee is home. Short is home. It's a triples derby for the Tigers here in the second inning and a 3-0 Detroit lead.
It's a good piece of hitting from Matt Vierling. Otto mentioned he spit on the curveball early. An early take right out of hand, saw it well, and he was all over that cutter. Just stayed in the yard.
Looks like Isbell phantom threw it. He'll get the ball, and you're holding it a little too loose there. Trick the camera guy, but not Matt Vierling. But that's when the breaking ball doesn't work. The game for him is very tough because now he's trying to go to his cutter. He's trying to work some different pitches in. But if he doesn't get the swing and miss on the breaking ball and he's not getting that heater up and dotting that.
Yeah, and second time through the order, Vierling came prepared. He saw some cutters that first at bat. Appears to have sat on it and then got one the third pitch in a good location to drive down in. Smokes it in the gap.
They are going to call it double E8 on Isbell. And here is Kevin McGonigal, who takes a strike. Well, you wouldn't blame Kevin McGonigal if he was rooting for Matt Vierling in that World Series a couple of years ago when he was with the Phillies. Kevin grew up a huge Chase Utley fan as we get an ABS challenge presented by T-Mobile. It's a challenge by Elias Diaz for Kansas City. And we will see along with you as that is a ball. So Kansas City loses a challenge, and the Royals, you know, I think Emil Jimenez thought his mic was on and he thought he turned it off. I think his mic is on now and he doesn't want it to be.
It's what we call a hot mic, Jason.
It is a hot mic situation, and Randy, our audio guy, is going to be very kind to Emil Jimenez and turn that down.
That boy Randy. Yeah,
we had the reverse announcement situation. 2-1 to McGonigal. There goes the bat. It's a ground ball to second base in Lofton. The Tigers get 3 runs, and we don't get a visit from Enrico Palazzo.
Matt Quattrero, Noah Cameron, 3 runs in 2 innings so far. What is the work that is still in progress with trying to get that breaking ball pitch for him, the curve, the slider, back to where it was last year?
Yeah, I mean, there's some grip stuff there, but more than anything, it's just staying on the attack, you know, beating guys in the zone, getting soft contact instead of getting behind and getting the pitch count up.
You guys started 8-17, 11-4 since then. What would you pinpoint as the #1 reason for the turnaround for you guys since?
Just things coming together a little bit more. I mean, at times we pitched well and didn't hit, and vice versa in that early part of the season, and now things have synced up a little bit more.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Matt Quatrero, the 4th-year manager of the Kansas City Royals. He spent time as a bench coach, a third base coach, and now in the managerial seat for Kansas City as Nick Lofton stands in. And it is 1-2 for Lofton, the right-handed hitting second baseman. Ahmed, Matt Quatrero was telling you earlier about this Mother's Day and how it hits him after losing his mom just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he stepped away from the team for a couple of days, September 2024, after his mom passed away. So close, meant so much. I wanted to ask him about it. Said she was at every game, every practice. She was the driver for not only obviously him, but a lot of his teammates. She was a place to stay for a lot of his teammates. The word he used was selfless. Growing up, he said he was part of a blended family. It was teenage boys, and his father passed away when he was so young, and so it was mom on her own for a while. And so she just meant the world to him. He expressed that, and I think, you know, it's been 2 years, but he's thinking about her all the time, especially on a day like today when you see the pink bats and the pink socks. Mom still brings a lot to Matt every day.
Jack Caglione with a ground ball to first. That's Torkelson to spin it to second to get one out there. But Ahmed, just to wrap it, you could see on Matt's face as you asked him about his mom how much her memory still means to him and how thoughtful he was about what she meant to his life.
And I think he thinks it all the time when you see, you know, Diane come up and throw the first pitch. It's like all the players that are local here for the Royals, seeing the family come. It's just what the moms mean to these players and the managers. We talk about it every Mother's Day, but we probably should talk about it more often than that.
It's absolutely true, Ahmed. Thank you. As Brant Herter throws ball 1 to Denise and to Ileana. Happy Mother's Day as well to my partner's moms.
You as well, Jason. Happy Mother's Day to Ms. Benetti.
Thank you. My mom Sue is watching somewhere, guaranteed. But got to meet Mrs. Dirks yesterday, a lovely woman and a very patient lady.
She has to be. Raised me. I was a go-getter, man. But yeah, no, the sacrifices my mom made for me as I was young, all the ball games, all the cleats she was buying. She never bought herself a pair of nice shoes because I always had to get the Jordans, you know?
Of course. Of course. Tell us about Ileana Hosmer.
Oh, Ileana Hosmer. She would video record every game that I've played in ever since I was about 9 years old. So we get to the big leagues, my big league debut, about 4 games in. She's sitting right over there in that first base dugout suite. She had her video camcorder out there. I said, Mom, we're in the big leagues now. We don't have to do this. But she stayed true to herself and sacrifice. Again, it was never about her. It was all about us. Super thankful for Ileana. Love you, Mama.
That sounds a lot like the Vinny Pasquantino story and his mom Jennifer a couple years ago. She had her phone out taking pictures, and he went up to his mom and he said, we have professionals to do that now.
That's right.
I promise we'll have pictures of us.
They were in Milwaukee. He was on deck. She's sitting right there, second row. He was mic'd up. Mom, we don't need this. That was a great one.
1-2 to Diaz.
Dex mentioned pregame, getting to be able to give the pink bat to your mom, the pink cleats. Pretty cool story. When I got called up, I gave my mom the pink bat the year before for Mother's Day, called her, told her to bring it to Kansas City in a couple days. We're going to the big leagues, Mama. Wasn't a long road, Dirks, but we got there. 3 years. Let's go.
1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. There's that sinker from Brant Herter, and 2 away for Kansas City.
When Herter's in the zone, he's tough to hit. Really the only thing that has been a chink in his armor at all in his career has been walks. But when he's in the zone, you saw the ground ball from Caglione, you see the strikeout right there. His stuff plays. He pitches around his body. He creates a nasty angle, especially left on left. Ball starts way behind your head, comes across the plate.
Yeah, and he's got the sweeper to go off that sinker. But you're so right, Andy. When you do make contact with the sinker, you're not making contact where you think. As a lefty, you almost got to tell yourself, hit the bottom inside part of the ball. And if you're still rolling over, tell yourself to swing and miss under the ball inside to try and stay inside that sinker. But easier said than done. This thing's moving across the plate.
Two strikes from Herder to Kyle Isbell. Caglione at first. That's to first base, and Spencer Torkelson to retire the side. So the Tigers' pitching chaos has been Sunday Night Baseball ready the past 2 weeks.
I know you don't want to use it as an excuse with all the injuries, but what have you told your team on how to navigate the next few weeks?
Really just keep playing. I mean, it's an opportunity for us to just play, you know, especially with the new guys and a lot of guys getting opportunity. Have some fun with it, play. We're going to try to win games just like we always do.
I know everyone's probably got their own advice on how to snap the losing streak. I know your mom was poking around the ballpark. Did she have any advice for you on how to get this right?
Yeah, play better. She knows that she knows it's in there. We know that's in there. Obviously, getting out to this lead, hopefully, will give everybody a deep breath, and we can play our 9 innings.
Happy Mother's Day to Mom.
You got it.
Well, Becky Hinch will be happy with the start to this game. It's a ground ball to third for Jahmai Jones. Garcia got to it and then threw it short of Pasquantino. That's a tough catch over there at first, Haas.
Very tough. You saw the spin. I don't think Michael grabbed 4 seams on it. And I'm not going to lie, that's the first time in a long time I've seen Vinny miss a pick. But just looked like Mike Kelly. You see him open glove side, got out of his legs a little bit.
First pitch here is ball 1. FanDuel is the home of home runs this season. Live look at FanDuel's home run odds right here for tonight's game. Dylan Dingler at plus 700. Riley Green, who's next at 750. You know, Haas, over there at first base, that really short hop is a difficult scoop.
It's tough. You want to create, as an infielder, you want to create a long hop. With the pick, you know you're going to have to use your hands and rely on your hands to dig it. You almost want to match the plane the ball's coming in and stay through the pick on that one. And also, as an infielder, first base is a good example. When you're holding a guy on and you turn and you shuffle to field a ground ball, good drill for infielders is to stay low in your legs when you go to make that throw. Again, I think Mike Kell there, when he turned, planted on the back foot, just came up out of his legs, caused the ball to be a little short there to Vinny.
2-2 on Dylan Dingler, who lined out to short in the first inning. Tigers scored 3 in the second inning, a double, a triple, a single, and 3 runs across, as we are so glad to have you here in Kansas City tonight. The chopper foul. We've talked about everybody's mom up here. Eve Ottavino, I'm sure, is watching her son go inside the pitch tonight. What do you got on Eve? What's the book?
Very similar to you guys. At every game, at every practice, used to pitch little beans to me in the backyard that I would hit with my training stick back when I was still a hitter. So,
is that right?
Yeah, baseball mom through and through.
Beans.
Yeah, we trained Dominican style in Brooklyn, you know.
I knew Adam was a hitter at heart. I could feel it. Love to hear that.
I was, but there was no Otanis back then, so they canceled me pretty quick at the plate.
Stick with the slider, buddy. It's a special slider.
Adam Ottavino. 3-2 on Dingler. Jones at first, and that is outside, ball 4. Cameron nosing around with that slider. He missed, and the Tigers have 2 on in the third.
Had the 1-2 count there, had him in position to put him away or get the ground ball. Misfired with a changeup, a couple breaking balls, and it's been that. You know, he lost Zach Short in the previous inning, and that led to the big inning with 2 outs after Vierling got to come over and flip the lineup. So more of the same here.
There's a little tapper foul. Adam, I know you dealt in right-on-right trade more often than not, but Riley Green versus Cameron here. How would you pitch Riley Green, considering what Andy said about his success left-on-left this year?
The only thing you have to go off with Riley Green is he has one of the scoopiest, steepest swings in the game, so you got to try to work him up and in if you can. Speed him up, and then maybe you can get him to expand. But he's been doing a great job laying off everything out of the zone, especially lately. On base, back over 400, I believe. So It's easier said than done, but if you can speed him up, that's step number one.
It's amazing, to your point, that his left on base percentage is over 500 for the year. Overall over 400, but left on left more than half the time he gets on base.
Yeah, Andy said it. He must have went back this offseason, last offseason, and made some great adjustments, because that was not the case last year, but this year he's destroying lefties.
Inside out foul, 1-2. So what would you follow that curveball up with, Adam?
Another curveball in the dirt. See if he'll fish for it. Got him in the advantage count. Looking for the strikeout or ground ball here, so something low for Chase.
And do not miss.
1-2. He looked for it with a changeup and didn't get the swing. 2-2.
I would love to hear Adam's thought on that left on left changeup right there. He's only thrown 5 all year, but he, I think, with Riley Green, can have some success left on left with that changeup.
I think it just shows you where he's at right now. Struggling to get the swing and miss with the breaking balls. Tries to go off the menu there, left on left changeup. I like the idea, but a great take by Riley Green. And then a really good foul ball on the high fastball following that up, too.
Yeah, and a big part of why I like the idea, if you look at Riley Green's splits this year, he's having a lot of success off the left-handed breaking ball, not so much off the high fastball. So why not try and mix a look up and go left on left changeup, see if it works.
Takes a curveball. So now Otto, he did the same thing with Dingler. He lost him 1-2 to a walk. Now 3-2. You have to imagine this is a strike, right?
Yeah, normally you don't want to give in, but you're kind of in a spot where you have to here. You'd like to hit with an unpredictable pitch, though. Maybe another left on left changeup here. I think a challenge heater is a mistake if he goes with that.
It's going to be his 67th pitch of the night so far. And he got him with one of those cutters for strike 3, up and out of the zone.
Worked out for Noah. I don't know if he meant to do this. Up and away, kind of that same tunnel the breaking ball, the curveball will start, and then just a little horizontal movement for that cutter. We've seen him go to the cutter tonight, and that got him out of a big spot right there in a 3-2 count to probably the hottest hitter in the Detroit Tigers lineup.
Eric, that's what I call a happy accident on the mound. He wasn't trying to do that. Hand was a hair late. That pitch is up. Riley has a tough time identifying it. Swings a bit late.
And Riley's so locked in right now. He says if that ball would just do what it was supposed to do, Derek, I would barrel that thing.
I'd have crushed it. That's right.
What a fun game.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Baseball.
For you hitters.
Yeah. Time of your life, they say. Right, Dirks?
Every day.
How am I going to get 2 tonight?
2 on, 1 out for the Tigers, and Wencel Perez grounds it foul. Left side, 1-1. This has been a wild season series. The first 4 games were all decided by 1 run in the winning team's last at bat. This qualifies as a blowout at 3-0 in the season series.
And you know that when the pitch count climbs like it is right now for Cameron, that bullpen's going to be on high alert. And they're going to have to use a lot of bullpen arms tonight if it keeps trending in this direction. The Tigers are just wearing him down.
Especially with an off day tomorrow for Kansas City. It's everybody to the steering wheel.
Yeah, everybody.
1-2 to Perez. There's a changeup, 2-2.
When we used to face Haas's Royals teams, the goal was to keep the starter in as long as possible. We want to give him at least 6 innings and try to get like 4 runs, maybe 5 off of him. Because when that bullpen came out, it was over.
2-2 is up, 3-2. Yeah, you don't want to hear the names Wade Davis, Kelvin Herrera, Greg Holland.
HDH is what they call him.
3 straight full counts. This 3-2 will continue the at bat.
Without the effective breaking ball, he's pretty much pitched contact.
Yeah, and again, this is the 6th full count of the night. He had him 1-2. Sometimes, like you said, Andy, you don't have to pitch for the strikeout. Pitch to contact. If you're having trouble putting the guys away, you're ahead in the count, go ahead and run something in on the hands, get you a ground ball, double play, get out of this.
It's a pop-up at the outskirts of the infield. Lofton makes the catch, and we watch this.
Let's take a look at Capital One checking accounts. We're talking no fees, no minimums, just one question. What's in your wallet?
2 down, 3rd inning with Adam Ottavino inside the pitch. Andy Dirks, Eric Hosmer, Jason Benetti in our booth. And our truck led by Matt Borzello and Andrew Greathouse, our producer and director. There is ball 1 to Spencer Torkelson, who struck out on a curveball back in the 2nd inning.
This was a dream matchup for Torkelson last year. He destroyed left-handed pitching of all varieties. It's been a little slower go for him, trying to pull the ball a little bit too much against these lefties. They're taking advantage of it. They're throwing a lot more change-ups, breaking balls away. And when they do throw a heater, if it's in or middle in, it's in off the plate. And then they'll stay away with everything else.
But that's where the money is, right? In Major League Baseball is pull side power. So you don't blame somebody for chasing it.
But if you're chasing pull side power, there's your pitch right there.
Great point.
That's the one. But I think because teams haven't approached him there, you start trying to get on the pitch away.
Then you start realizing as a hitter too.
Andy's beside himself right now.
Pull side, get it in the air.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you got to look for a pitch. I get it.
Well, that's the thing. You look for
the
a pitch, and like you said, if we're seeing fastballs off the plate, you know that's setting up the breaking ball. So why go up there looking for that fastball to get it pull side in the air?
Yeah.
1-2. It's a 1 hopper on that changeup. 2-2.
Noah Cameron got to be a little frustrated right there. Those are just non-competitive 1-2 pitcher ahead in the count, wipe away breaking balls. It's a good thought. Off speed, I'm sorry, change up there, but just didn't execute.
He did there. A slider ends the at bat and ends the threat for Detroit. Cameron walks off another long inning on the mound. Pitcher for the Tigers back stateside after trips through Japan and South Korea to ply his trade, and he is the 3rd pitcher used tonight already by former Tiger and Royal catcher A.J. Hinch. And this pitching chaos that the Tigers have utilized nearly 50 times the past couple of years, both by strategy and by necessity, is greeted by that ball down the right field line from Michael Garcia. That is a double to lead off the 3rd inning for the Royals' 3rd baseman.
Michael leading it off, starting the party, taking a fastball the other way, 95 miles an hour. You see it right down the middle, just kind of blocked it there to right field. The Royals last time against Drew Anderson in Detroit started the comeback off of Drew. You know, Drew came in here looking for some get back, but he's facing the top of the lineup, heart of the lineup for the Royals.
We mentioned it earlier. One of the goals that teams have nowadays in Major League Baseball, and Adam, you know this very well, is to not have the same relievers see the same portion of the order. But it's difficult to do that when you're spilling out almost your entire bullpen on a night like tonight for the Tigers. Witt can really fly, and he forces lead across in front of short to try to speed everything up, and the Royals have 2 on with nobody out.
And then again, Andy said it at the beginning of the game, to cover for that, you got to be in the right play, be in the right spot, make the plays. This is a ball where I think Lee, if he can look at it again, might give this to the shortstop short and let him make that play. With Lee's momentum going to 3rd base, there's just no way you're going to get Bobby Witt Jr.
That's just a young rookie out there trying to do something spectacular, jumping in front of short. That was definitely Zach Short's ball. He had the angle, he had the footwork. It would have been close. Bobby Witt can run.
So here's Vinny Pasquantino, who can be instant power for Kansas City. He hit his 5th homer of the year on Thursday against Cleveland. That's a strike. Back to that ground ball, Andy, you're talking about here.
Yeah, it's not hit hard, but Witt gets out of the box better than anybody. And you see how you lead coming across. He didn't even have an angle for a throw. That's Zach Short's ball all day, every day. But that's when you try to do too much. Let the game come to you is the old saying, Jason.
And it applies when you've lost 5 in a row, right?
You start feeling a little tense, get the pressure mounting. And these guys haven't played together much. The chemistry on the infield.
That's a strike. No challenge from Pasquantino. You all saw it on the box at home. It just barely nipped the zone.
At 97 miles an hour. And I think Vinny understands the changeup is the first off-speed pitch Anderson's going to go to. That's just a great spot with that fastball.
3-2. He took the changeup there, Adam. What do you make from that take from Pasquantino?
Yeah, he wasn't thrown off by the fastball at the bottom of the zone. He's committed to seeing him up here. He doesn't want to chase the changeup down, and he knows that that's the game, changeup down. So he's trying to lay off anything low.
So Anderson on 3-2 with the target outside. It's shot through the left side. Pasquantino did see it up, Adam, and it is 3-1. Kansas City's right back into it.
Yeah, there it is. And Anderson had him on the previous pitch if he would have started the changeup in the exact same height as that four seam, but he was a little low on it, and therefore he was able to spin on it pretty easily. Gets the fastball up over, does what he does.
As you see the Pasquatch strutting up there at the Royals Hall of Fame, but this is an advanced approach. Vinny Pasquantino, I don't care hot, cold, what he's going like. If runners are in scoring position, he will lock in each and every at bat. Adam made a great point. You can visibly see that fastball down and the changeup down, laid off both of them. He was tunneling, looking for something up. Great piece of hitting. Way to win that 3-2 count, drive the run in.
So Kansas City is on the board. And the NBA playoffs continue tomorrow. Some in our viewing audience will be very interested in this. The Pistons and Cavs get together tomorrow, 8 Eastern time on NBC and Peacock. Western Conference action going on right now between the Timberwolves and the Spurs. If you'd like to do a 2-screen experience over on NBC or on another device on Peacock, that's a 2-point game at this moment. Spurs up 2-1. Wemby, if he's making threes, look out. As there is ball 1 on a curveball to Collins. And here's the value that Quatrero gets out of the switch hitter in the 4 spot.
Yeah, again, you knew it was going to be bullpen to bullpen. Doesn't allow you to match up, stack up against lefties.
He's just looking for a quality at bat. Once you get through the heart of the order, he was betting that there's going to be runners on base. Not a lot of chase. Not a ton of swing and miss. Good bat to ball skills. Now he's got to set himself a runner at third, less than 2 outs.
2-0. He lays in off that changeup. 2-1 from Anderson to Collins.
But you know, if these lefties are going to be waiting on a changeup, they're letting the ball travel. Pasquantino was letting it get deep. If you could come in with a heater, you could really jam a guy up.
There's a fastball that buzzes in for a strike. 2-2. You like the changeup here, Adam? You go back to the changeup, close it out.
It is his best pitch, and I would take 2 outs and trade for the run here if possible. So I do like changeup below zone, but you got to start it looking like a strike.
He did not against Pasquantino. That one is a curveball to finish off Collins.
Got him thinking changeup. Went with the bender instead.
That was a good bender too. This is nasty.
Back foot variety, Haas. You've seen a few of those in your day.
And I've also swung through a good amount of them as well, just like that. Nothing you can do.
Up. The ball's up. That's the one I want.
Yeah,
oh, I forgot he had a breaking ball too. Such a good plan at the box, and then all of a sudden these pitchers, they throw those wrinkles in there.
Are you saying you lefties are easy marks?
Well, when they go against trends, you think for sure we're playing the fastball changeup game.
And the bender comes out, the old Uncle Charlie.
And he puts it back foot, which is perfect spot.
Here's Jensen, who swings at the first pitch and levels it to right field. Perez is back at the warning track, and the ball dies there. Witt Jr. tags and scores, and yet again we have a 1-run game between the Tigers and Royals here in the 3rd.
Oh boy, Carter Jensen just missed this pitch right here. He hit this ball 105 miles an hour, but a little too much launch angle, something I absolutely cannot relate to, but still works out, gets the run in, sac fly. What's so funny up here, boys?
Can't relate to it.
Yeah, I was hitting earth a lot, Jason, but it's okay. I'm up here in between two beautiful, gorgeous men right now, talking ball, huh?
Now we know you're not a truth teller. First pitch fouled away by Lofton. You don't need launch angle. Bobby Witt Jr.'s home run yesterday was -6 degrees.
Yeah, but I can't run around the bases in a little above 14 seconds. I'm going to need at least 19 to 20 to get around there.
We should do that with our analysts every week. Have you run the bases.
I'll blow out.
Next Sunday, we'll have Mariners and Padres, and somewhere Ryan Roland Smith and Jake Peavy are saying no.
No shot.
We're not doing that.
Hammies. See ya.
Yeah, they're barking. I'd take Peave in that, though.
You would?
Yeah.
He's a bulldog, man.
Yeah. He's going to find a way to
He
win.
would actually probably do it.
Oh, he would. He would want to win at any cost.
0-2 to Lofton. He takes up high. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Dirks, I know you've experienced this, but a young Eric Hosmer coming into the league facing Jake Peavy, him getting the ball back from the catcher after not executing his pitch. Gosh dang it, Jake. I mean, he was barking at himself, getting that ball back every single time. It was hilarious.
You are the 3rd person I've heard that from in the last 2 weeks.
I mean,
specifically about Peavy.
Straight comedy. And you can remember, just think of the clip where Buster Posey kind of throws the ball and it lands in his glove. Peavy was just going off on himself.
2-2, strike 3 on a changeup for Lofton, but the Royals get 2 runs before Anderson can get off the hill. It's 3-2.
The beach. To Corona, she isn't just a place. She is an element. And with salt and spray, she shoves us relentlessly into the present. That's what's inside every bottle of Corona. So no matter where your journey takes you, with just a squeeze of lime, the beach is always closer than you think. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Our partners in the fight against breast cancer. Visit MLBtogether.com/Mother's Day to learn more. It's a fantastic partnership between Major League Baseball and the Susan G. Komen Foundation to help battle for a cure on Mother's Day with the pink bats and the pink shoes and the pink chest protector. It's a Mother's Day to remember for Diane Cameron, who got to throw out the first pitch, and her son is on the hill. He will face Hao Yu Lee here in the 4th. Ahmed Fareed.
Yeah, I got so lucky to be able to talk with Diane before the game. She threw out the first pitch. She has been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome that affects her muscles and balance. She was bragging, though, that Noah got all of his baseball ability from her. In her 20s, she was in a softball league. She said she threw, quote, heaters in that league. In fact, she had an older brother, 6'4" righty, who played minor league baseball, 5 years in the minor leagues, never had his breakthrough moment, though. So when Noah was 18 months old, Diane told me that she noticed that Noah could throw equally as well with his left hand and his right hand. So she said, I put that right hand behind his back. I tied it back there. I would not let him throw with the right hand. I was going to make him a lefty. That was going to get him to the show. And that is exactly what has happened, Jason.
I mean, that is a dedicated baseball mom, and she didn't know what she was doing in one way. She knew she was going to try to create a baseball player. It's a phenomenal story, but she grew up a Royals fan from St. Joseph, Missouri. She didn't know that all that dedication was going to put him in her favorite jersey.
Being a hometown hero, and I could not imagine for Diane right now watching her son Noah in Kauffman Stadium. Noah debuted in Sacramento, but the first home game he got to throw here at Kauffman Stadium was the I-70 series. So just could not imagine all the emotions running through the Cameron family right now. Got to be so proud, and he's doing it well. He's representing Kansas City Royals the right way on the field and off the field as well.
You saw the first pitch. His sister Courtney caught that first pitch as that ball's pumped by Zach Short into the alleyway in left center and playable for Isbell. Noah Cameron went to Central Arkansas, famed for providing the NBA Scottie Pippen, But mom and dad, mom Diane, dad Tracy, used to drive like 7 hours to watch him at Central Arkansas, and now the car ride's a little bit shorter.
They deserve this.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Strike one to Matt Vierling, whose mom Susan was here Friday and Saturday. Matt was kind enough to get her own staycation room in the visiting team hotel. Evidently, according to our researcher Jake Gorwitz, who I don't know how he digs these things up, but Matt Vierling, his mom made these amazing Rice Krispie treats. And the only reason I relay that is to make you all hungry for second dinner as you watch this telecast.
Are the ones with chocolate on top? Peanut butter in there?
That sounds good.
I'll take about 3 of each right now. Matt Vierling keeps hitting those cutters off the left center field wall. He might be able to upgrade that room to a nice little show suite for Mom. See him play, huh?
0-2. Vierling to center field. Isbell back on it, and he makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Mom Diane from son Noah, and she is pleased. Next, you to America's pastime. Jack Caglione, then Elias Diaz, and then Kyle Isbell to bat in the fourth for Kansas City. 3-2 Tigers. We mentioned the NBA's on over on NBC proper. You can also watch that on Peacock, as there's a line drive to left, and that's going to sprint all the way up the alley. That is a top spin superhero from Caglione. It goes rolling downhill for a leadoff double in the fourth.
Wow, if you're into exit velocity, 112 off the bat, 111.9. We round up here. Beautiful line drive to the opposite field, and watch this ball just take off. Riley Green, nothing you can do about that one, cutting it off. Leadoff double from Jack Caglione. Beautiful piece of hitting.
That's just hit different. Riley thought he had an angle on it. The ball burned him.
112, man. Oof.
Ottavino, I know you're a spin guy off the bat. How about that ball run into the wall?
That's why you hit it 112, boys. You burn everybody in the outfield. That was incredible. Opposite field line drive. You kidding me with that?
Wow. And if you're wondering, like, okay, so why do you care about exit velocity and all that stuff? First of all, just visually, that's why. Second of all, the league average on balls hit 112 this year is 776. If you hit it that hard, it's a base hit more than 3/4 of the time.
That's going to play.
You know, that's why teams chase that type of power and exit velocity off the bat. And you see Caglione in our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, his average exit velocity of 4 miles an hour, Haas, this year.
Yeah, and again, you see the metrics, you see the tools, it's all in there. How do we make that as consistent as possible? Year 2 for Jack Caglione, the approach has looked really, really good, advanced, mature, and we're starting to see results.
Diaz behind, a fastball at 97 from Anderson, and one away.
Slowed him down with a breaking ball earlier in the count. Got him thinking something soft and buzzed him on the inside corner. A little late to the party.
That was an anger fastball right there, guys.
You never pitched angry, did you?
Yeah, I did, actually. Only when I had to go there, but it's a tool. It's a tool in your tool chest, no doubt. Get angry, throw harder.
How'd you get yourself angry?
I would just make a decision. Like, I'm angry. Find a reason. Find a reason. I remember just deciding that I was mad at Shohei one time on his birthday because they were celebrating his birthday. They were singing it, and I was in the middle of a tough spot in the 9th inning, and I decided, you know what? I don't like him anymore for his birthday. So, you know.
No respect.
Wait, the fans were singing happy birthday?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, serenading him on the way up to the plate.
Are you the first person who's gotten mad at the happy birthday song?
It was because I was pitching so bad that I needed to find a reason. That's all it was.
Oh, that's great.
Here's a strike to Isbell. It is Salvador Perez's birthday. He turns 36 today. So happy birthday to Salvi. who on the day he was born, the Royals came back to win a game. This day in 1990, Bob Boone, their catcher then, started a rally to come back and win, and it's just kismet.
And certain guys are just chosen. What we call chosen is when the moment finds you, you come through. Every bounce goes your way. That's an example of Salvador Perez is a chosen one. He's had an unbelievable career here for the Kansas City Royals. Aging like a fine wine.
Isbell takes. I would say we should sing happy birthday to him, but I'm afraid Ottavino would charge the booth.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Anderson might have just heard that as well. That was 99. The 97 ball was the angry heater. What's 99?
Changeup following that at 92. I mean, you see what he's done. He's never going to pay for a meal again in Kansas City, ever.
Oh, man. And Kansas City, when you just think of their superstars, I mean, Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. I mean, you are talking about top-tier people on and off the field.
That is strike 3. Dingler holds on to the Isbell foul tip, and 2 away.
Tigers are liking angry Drew Anderson. Gripping 98-mile-an-hour heaters and nasty breaking balls.
I think he's sick of contact guys. Every time they hit the ball, something bad's happening to him. So he said, you know what, I'll just take care of it. I'll strike everybody out.
So here's Garcia, Otto, who swings early. How do you throw him first pitch?
Yeah, for Chase. Oh, man.
Oh, boy. It's right in the zone. It's exactly what you're talking about. It's a breaking ball up. It's a line drive to center, and it ties the ball game. It gets him second base. He's so aggressive. A strike ends up a run, and we're even at 3.
Aggressive on all the right angles here at the plate and on the bases as well. He took full advantage of this first pitch breaking ball. Anderson trying to dump it in there. Jack Caglione, 2 outs. We are off on contact, but look at Maikel Garcia. This is a do-or-die play. We know the center fielder Bierling is throwing it home, not worried about the cutoff man. Maikel Garcia, make him cut the ball off and get you out at second. We'll register that run either way.
Otto, that's your point, right? That's not the type of curveball you want to throw to him.
No, and listen, first pitch strikes are king in baseball, but that's the exception right there. You have an open base, runner in scoring position, hot hitter at the plate who's aggressive. You have to throw something borderline to completely out of the zone there and make sure you don't get ambushed on the first pitch, which is exactly what Maikel did right there.
And so he and Bobby Witt Jr. are a combined 5 for 5 in this game. But Garcia has done it against 3 different pitchers. 2 pitchers. Anderson came in. It was his first at bat, but 2 different guys, Hannafy and Anderson, and 3 for 3 in the game. As it's 1-1 on Bobby Witt Jr., who takes upstairs 2-1.
Yeah, and typically when you're swinging this hot, when you're going like Maikel Garcia, and you're the type of hitter Maikel Garcia is, that situation with the base open might be a little more passive. Not sure if he's going to throw you a strike, but when you're hitting in front of Bobby Witt Jr., allows you to be aggressive and stay in that swing mode.
Fastball up 2-2.
I mean, even with Bobby on deck, obviously you don't want to walk anybody to get to Bobby, but you need to get some information out of the hitter. You get no information if you dump the first pitch in there and it gets hit. So you're looking for something, a take, a half trigger, a foul ball. You need something to get into the at-bat, and then you can go from there.
2-2. When you say half trigger, you just mean some flinch, something by the batter?
Yeah, I just need some cue from the batter, some sort of reaction that lets me know maybe what he's looking for, what timing he's on, how aggressive he wants to be, and then I can make a more intelligent decision on the next pitch.
Garcia at second. 3-2 on Bobby Witt Jr. Off the changeup, it's a fly ball to left field. It's Riley Green making the catch, but we have a whole new ball game. Tied at 3 after 4. Do you buy Capital One? What's in your wallet? Some of the notable overlaps between the Tigers and Royals. Omar Infante, Johnny Damon, the manager of the Tigers right now, AJ Hinch. I know you guys played in and around some of those names there.
Omar Infante, he would destroy the Kansas City Royals, so much so that we signed him to a 3-4-year deal.
Yeah, he could play, man.
Wow, he can play.
How about A.J. Hinch today? Great comparison shopping with the NFL schedule release coming up next Thursday. A.J. Hinch called the AL Central the NFC South.
Spot on.
It's perfect.
That was a perfect drop on A.J. A.J. Hinch, I tell you what, when we played Houston in the 2015 playoffs, oh boy.
Kevin McGonigal gives it a ride down the right field line toward the corner. It goes at the pole, and McGonigal just barely missed.
Just missed it, kept hooking. And it just hooked foul right before that foul pole. But A.J. Hinch, I'll never forget, it was after, let's take a look. Yeah, just foul. Oh, it's a no catch. Still got the souvenir.
And the sunglasses. Make sure those hit the ground, you clean them up.
No injuries, we're good. But A.J. Hinch, after game 4, just got done with his media session. Me and him crossed paths, and he was so calm after one of the craziest playoff games.
McGonigal into center field, a base hit to lead off the 5th for the Tigers.
I think they're going to go to John Schreiber here.
McGonigal can hit, my goodness.
You didn't even finish the word Schreiber, and Potrero was out of the dugout.
Yeah, he won the left-handed at bat.
But just real quick, AJ could not have been more calm, cool, collective. What Detroit's going through right now, a rough skid, however many games they've lost in a row, he's the perfect guy to have late in this team.
His team in a tie with Kansas City to the bullpen. Noah Cameron for Kansas City. He is out of the game, and A.J. Hinch hits a decision point. He was talking to us before the game about whether or not he'd use the left-handed hitters early in the game, with the Royals being lefty heavy in the bullpen with Matt Strahm and Daniel Lynch IV. He goes with Colt Keith against John Schreiber, the right-hander, who generally gets righties out much more than lefties.
Okay, they want the ground ball too. Get the leadoff guy on. AJ's rolling the dice here to try to score runs right now, knowing that Colt Keith may have to face a lefty later. Schreiber's profile with the sinker, the sweeper, the ball's always moving down in the zone. He's going to try to get it under Colt Keith's barrel, see if he'll hit a ground ball to second. Colt's got to stay with it. Look to hit the ball to left center. If he throws the changeup, you can stay on it, hook it down the right field line. If it is the sinker, hit a line drive to left center.
Adam, you've been in this situation where somebody gives you a lefty instead of a righty. How did you handle it?
Yeah, I pitched a contact here trying to get a ground ball. I knew I wasn't a big strikeout guy versus lefties. You know, not often at least. So I'll be trying to get a ground ball. Use my downward breaking pitches, sinker, changeup. If I catch him diving too much, so then I got to come back inside. But the goal is ground ball here.
Two and one to Keith. McGonigal at first. And he was looking down with the sinker. It's 3 balls and a strike.
Haas licking his chops right now. Oh, got that righty. I guarantee this would be a Haas. Big swing.
I'd be trying to hit a ball right off that Miller Lite fountain bar. Deep
left center.
Max. Yep, just try and get it left center. Stay inside that sinker.
That is a called strike. A delayed call, 3-2, but no swing from Keith.
A couple times Tigers had runners in, getting on and are not pulling the trigger on pitches that are pretty much middle.
Tigers only have 2 hits with runners on all night. The leadoff man has been on in 8 of the 9 half innings combined.
Got to find a way to capitalize. A.J. Hinch mentioned also, you know, with this right-left situation and going to the bench, he wouldn't do it in a low leverage situation. He's recognizing right now this is high leverage. It's still early in the game. We know the bullpen situation for the Detroit Tigers, but this right now with the heart of the Detroit lineup coming up right now, this is high leverage. Every bit of high leverage, even if it's not back end of a game, last 3 innings.
Three and 2 for Keith. McGonigal at first. Fouled away left side by Keith from Schreiber. So Adam, as you watch the swings from Keith, where's your mind as a right-handed pitcher here?
I really like the last 2 fastballs he tried because he is a little late. You can tell that he's glued in on something with downward shape, sinker or changeup, but he's not getting it by him at the same time. So back to it.
On 3 and 2, Keith to left field. That's Isaac Collins territory. And he creates out number 1. So Schreiber navigates a tough spot to get the first out in the 5th.
That was a great pitch. He got that one up and in, as opposed to the last 2 fastballs he tried to elevate. They were a little more middle and middle away. This one came in, so he couldn't get the hands extended. Ends up being a lazy fly out. Really good pitch there.
It's a late movement too.
Yeah, great quality pitch. That'd be a good pitch to run inside here to Dingler. With Riley Green on deck, you really want that ground ball double play. We mentioned before, Riley Green this year doing really, really well off lefties, but over the course of his career, he destroys right-handed pitching. So that's a situation here where you do not want to see that matchup.
Dingler hits the ball on the ground 40% of the time, as it's 2-0. So it's not a huge ground ball rate, but it's certainly enough.
Yeah, and that sinker in, that's the pitch you're going to get Dingler on the ground with. Typically, breaking balls are more fly ball pitches, but that hard sinker in, that's what he's trying to execute.
Take on a breaking ball that backed up on him. 2-1.
Hitting's fun. You getting a hitter's count. All right, let's get it going for the heater. Boom, 82-mile-an-hour sweeper.
McGonigal led off with a single. He's at first. 2-1, just misses. 3 balls and a strike.
This is a big pitch. If Dingler walks and you got to face Green, that's a tough matchup for Schreiber against Green. He's going to want to be in the zone with this pitch.
Absolutely.
3-1. Could not check it up. An explosive fastball up in the zone and out. 3-2.
With the low release he has, the fastball up plays.
That's right. It's got that ride. Just looks like it's rising out of hand.
3-2. Dingler swings through it. Another fastball with 2 extra miles per hour, and upshoot City for out number 2.
And that's where you get that upshoot. You see the low release there from Schreiber that Otto just mentioned. That fastball looks like it's riding up, like it's rising to the hitter. Schreiber looks like he was trying to get it on the inner half, but that ball right there started out and then just got that leak back away with a little ride on it as well.
Now the left-hander Riley Green for ball 1.
If he lays off that pitch, this is a real tough at bat for Schreiber.
Yeah, and here again,
he gets it down at all. You get that ball down a little bit to Riley, he's going to smoke it.
Yes, he is.
But that's why that does play to lefties, because it's very rare you see a guy throw from that arm angle that can throw a 4-seam up.
Yep.
Effectively.
Exactly. And then again, Schreiber has that sinker, so the 4-seam's got a natural run similar to his sinker. So not only does it have upshoot, but it's also running across the plate as well. Something to think about right here with this 2-0-2 out count. If Riley Green were to get on base via walk, Kerry Carpenter not being available is a huge blow for the Detroit Tigers right now.
Yeah, that's a left-handed bat that would be a pinch hit availability. He goes 2-0 changeup. 2-1. You righties, Ottavino, and your crafty changeups.
Yeah, he didn't want to challenge him there 2-0. He can't give in to Riley Green here.
You're right on Carpenter. He's on the injured list with an AC joint issue from running into the wall on the Bobby Witt Jr. inside the park homer. So he goes on the IL. Gage Workman brought up from AAA Toledo. Kerry Carpenter, a big power bat, not available as that kicks away slightly, but not far enough for McGonigal to go. Here's last night. We showed you the Witt inside the park home run, but watch Carpenter, the right fielder. He leans into the wall and bumps his shoulder and eventually left the game. And A.J. Hinch just waiting to wake up every morning to another player that's not on his active roster. 3-1 to Green. Well, I think John Schreiber is a big fan of the implement they use to play hockey.
Not a fan of the hot mic,
if I'm hearing properly.
That's the play, trying to pitch around Riley, seeing if they can get something to nibble on the edges. because they know that he can change a scoreboard with a swing.
Yeah.
They're going to take their odds with Winsell Perez.
And again, even if Carpenter was active and not playing, but only known amongst Detroit, that affects the decision right here as well. You maybe you don't go to the righty in this situation because you know Carpenter is on the bench at some point in time, but we don't know he's hurt. Kerry Carpenter is big value, even if he's not playing, because he can really force the hand for the opposing manager and how they work that bullpen.
Yeah, you could use Lynch or Strom in this situation, or somebody else from the right-hand side. As the 0-1 is tipped right back to the mound. Schreiber handles it and zings it onto first.
Angry hitters, they play.
Inning over. Batter up odds for plate appearance number 3. He's already driven in a run with a sacrifice fly. He'll be third up in the inning against the left-hander and Manuel De Jesus for the Tigers. He is the 4th reliever used by Detroit tonight. Andy Dirks.
Yeah, he's got a 4-seam fastball. He throws changeups to righties. To lefties, he likes his cutter and the sinker running in on the hands.
There's a fastball for a strike to Pasquantino, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. And a 2-run third for Kansas City. Ground ball first base. Spencer Torkelson for out number 1. Members get even more during the Xfinity Members Celebration. Get exclusive experiences only with Xfinity through today on the Xfinity app. That is really bouncy music. I feel like we hired a jazz combo.
You like the brass horns?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? A little trombone, a little trumpet.
One down for Isaac Collins. Into center field. Matt Vierling is back on it, and he squares up out number 2. Carter Jensen coming to the plate. He is DHing tonight. The Royals carrying 3 catchers, though. It kind of is the year of the catcher in Major League Baseball, and you wouldn't expect it considering the games played is kind of down over the last decade or so. These are all the catchers leading their teams in home runs, 2 of them in this game. The most teams to have their catcher lead in home runs was back in 1883 when Buck Ewing had 10 of them. Charlie Bennett of the Detroit Wolverines was so good that they named a park after him. So Bennett Park in Detroit was named after Charlie Bennett. That was the precursor to what became Tiger Stadium, the home of the Tigers until the 90s. As there's an ABS challenge. Perfect timing by Dylan Dingler as we try to educate you on the best mustaches of 1883. It's an ABS challenge presented by T-Mobile, and it is a strike. So it is the year of the catcher. One catcher on the other catcher getting a strike. 0-2 to Jesus to Jensen. How about those mustaches, though? There was a sort of Raleigh Fingers one in the bottom left there.
I just like you could lead your team in homers with 5.
With 1.
Or 1. All you had to do is hit 2.
Guys, I'm in first. The ground ball to second base. Hao Yu Lee in an 8-pitch inning. We go to the 6th, tied at 3.
Gets to every MLB game. Can I get a couple?
Just scan the QR code right there for our friends at Capital One and our friend Derek Jeter as we have reached the 6th inning here in Kansas City. Tigers and Royals knotted at 3. Spencer Torkelson against Nick Mears, the right-hander who came over from Milwaukee and threw 23 times 3 days ago.
Yeah, we had to give up Angel Zerpa to get him, Nick Mears, and Isaac Collins. But Nick Mears has had a great start with the Kansas City Royals coming out of the bullpen. That's the slider right there. You see, throws it anywhere from 84 to 85 miles an hour, and he's got a heavy fastball to go with it. Gets up to 95 miles an hour, but has that carry at the top of the zone, especially with a little bit of run towards third base.
Line drive left field. That's a base hit for Spencer Torkelson. And now it looks like Zach McKinstry is going to bat for Hao-Yu Lee, who tripled in a run earlier. So A.J. Hinch will use the left-hander, the All-Star last year, McKinstry, in the 8th spot.
McKinstry's just coming back off a quick stint on the IL, trying to get his footing under. The at-bats have improved a little bit the last day and a half. But against a guy like this, you got to hit the four-seam fastball. He'll throw a changeup to the lefty and that slider. Normally, the slider and the changeup, though, are balls. Once he gets ahead in the count, he's going to try to expand down.
He's ahead here, 0-1 on McKinstry.
What?
0-2.
You know how many pitches you get in a big league game to hit, Haas? On average.
Not many. And the
3,
ones you
2.
do, you cannot let go
Tigers
by.
are taking a lot of pitches over that white thing out there we call home plate.
Slider in the air to left. Isaac Collins, 1 away, 1 on for Zach Short after this word.
Taking a little breather. Corona, La Playa awaits.
A.J. Hinch is going to use Gage Workman to pinch hit. So Workman, who was drafted by the Tigers in the 4th round back in 2020. He was a Rule 5 draft pick in the offseason before last year. He played with both the Cubs and the White Sox last season in a total of 12 games. He just showed up here after some monster numbers with AAA Toledo, and he will bat for Zach Short. So now the Tigers have 1 man left on the bench, and it's the backup catcher Rogers.
Yeah, they're going left-hand heavy. AJ's trying to get runs on the board now, and Workman has had a really good year in AAA. OPS over 1,000, handling the bat very well. And that'll get you a call up right there. You break for about a month and a half. Your team's got a lot of injuries. You know he's pumped up right now.
Needs some hitting too. Perfect time for him to come up.
Mears to Workman. It's a strike. You saw Daniel Lynch, the 4th, getting loose in the Kansas City bullpen. He has become a major strikeout threat this year.
Yeah, going to be interesting here to see if Workman learn from your teammate. First pitch slider strike. Let's see if he's on the fastball. Let's see what Mears decides to do.
It's a high fastball. It clangs off of Diaz, and no advancement from Torkelson.
He's stuck in the mud over there. He retreated back to the bag, didn't even give it a chance.
That's twice in the last 2 innings the Tigers have not taken an extra base on a ball that got slightly away from a catcher, Andy.
You know, when things aren't going your way, you're not playing aggressive. You're not looking to take the extra base. He shut it down very quickly as soon as he went back to the bag. And I think it was a high and in throw, so he thought he maybe was going to go for a back pick out the gate.
Workman in the air to right field. Caglione is back at the track and the wall, and Gage Workman sends it up and out. His first major league home run in his first at bat as a Tiger, and it's 5-3 out of nowhere.
He was ready for the moment. Breaking in AAA. Getting a shot right now to turn a game for his team. Welcome to the Old English D, Gage Workman. Mears can't believe what just happened.
Back-to-back exact same sequence. Slider, fastball, slider. Good job by Workman. Jump all over that.
Yep, you can learn so much just by watching your teammates. Zach McKinstry, lefty, the at-bat before, same exact sequence like Adam mentioned. And Jason, you mentioned before the game, AL Central being the land of opportunity. You talk about land of opportunity for the Tigers right now. That swing from Workman, they need offense. That swing plays. They can find a spot in that lineup. A.J. Hinch will for sure find a spot in that lineup for Workman. He keeps swinging a bat like that.
That's a ball, and that's a challenge. Here it is again on the home run for Workman. His 4th career major league hit is a home run, and that is a strike. It is strike 3, and there are 2 away. Diaz wins the challenge presented by T-Mobile. So Andy Dirks, pinch hitters are currency to A.J. Hinch. Gage Workman just got right into the manager's heart.
Yeah, he did. He went for it, bringing the hitters out quick, paid off.
Affiliate of hats and hoodies. We've got the season covered. Scan that QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. If you ordered a couple of days ago, you might have had Tigers gear before Gage Workman, who was in AAA with Toledo as of yesterday. But he's called up today with an injury to Kerry Carpenter, and Workman homers to give the Tigers the lead 5-3 in the 6th inning against Kansas City. He was a 4th-round pick in 2020 out of Arizona State. Gage Workman, the same year Spencer Torkelson went 1-1 to Detroit. And Lynch ends up being the pitcher to call on 2 batters later.
Sinker, slider.
Good sinker too.
But that's the 3-batter minimum rule coming into play as well. Mears had to face the left-hander Workman, so A.J. Hinch, wanting that matchup, uses the lefty when he knows he's got Mears boxed in. But Matt Quatrero, that's not a bad gamble. It's the 9-hitter you're finessing a right-hander with.
Yeah, and a guy that's not proven. And Gage Workman, like, you don't know what you're going to get out of a guy when he's only got a handful of bats in the big leagues and then comes up. Got a homer is what they got, though.
Yeah.
But now you get another left-on left at bat because Jahmai Jones, Colt Keith pinch hit for Jahmai Jones early in the game against the righty.
Boy, what a chess match between these 2 managers who know each other so very well. I mean, they've managed against each other now for nearly a half-decade in Kansas City and Detroit. 1-0. And Keith got jammed again. Popped up. Pasquantino says, don't worry about it. And he goes whizzing by the face of Lynch. And they share a smile. Gage Workman's 1st career home run in the big leagues gives the Tigers a lead. Just in a Tigers uniform for the first time. He's drafted by the Tigers, Rule 5 away from them. And his 2-run homer gives the Tigers the lead. He's at 3rd. McGonigal moves to short from 3rd base, and then Zach McKinstry into 2nd, where Hao Yu Lee was previously stationed. McKinstry's like, what are we doing?
What do we got?
Let's play ball. That's the perfect look of a baseball player whose team just took the lead.
Yeah, I mean, if I had money, it's pitch calm. Usually, it's been better this year. But last year, there was like a pitch calm issue every game. I don't know who puts the batteries in those things.
Well, one of the highest paid people in the world has got to be pitch calm technician, because they are scarce and they are necessary.
It's a specialty for sure.
On a nightly basis.
Can you major in pitch calm in any
sure.
school around the country? Is there a school where you can major in pitch calm?
Sounds like a good time to bring in Adam Ottavino. We are not qualified to answer that. Respectfully, Dirks.
Otto, you ever been to PitchCom trade school?
No, but I've had my PitchCom malfunction.
So what actually happens, dude? Like, what is going on here?
It just stops working all of a sudden. You're waiting for something to tell you what pitch to throw, and then you get nothing.
But let's be honest, though, right? Sometimes you forget to charge it.
You know, I was always very diligent giving it directly to the man who was going to be charging the pitch comms, but I think oftentimes my teammates did not follow through the same way. I often saw Harrison, who was our pitch comm charger with the Mets, rifling through lockers after games looking for pitch comms.
All right, we're back and rolling here, but I've also heard that sometimes there will be a PitchCom issue because somebody forgets to put the right language on PitchCom.
Yeah, or just forgets it altogether, forgets to put it in their hat when they run out there, and then they're like, oh.
Have you done that?
Not me, of course not. Not me.
No.
Yeah, you know, never me.
Official good kid Adam Ottavino would never do that.
Never.
No, I follow the rules.
1-1 from DeJesus to Lofton. So kids on this Mother's Day, charge your PitchCom.
Charge your PitchCom. That's right.
That would have been a nightmare with it. I'd have left it on the nightstand at the hotel.
Yeah, or turn it into the PitchCom coordinator.
Yeah. 1-2 is inside 2-2. I love that Ottavino still remembers the PitchCom charger Harrison by name.
True gentleman out there, Adam Ottavino. Nothing but class.
PitchCom coordinators are people too, guys.
2-2 is hit in the air right side of the infield. That's Zach McKinstry. It was worth the wait for McKinstry. One away for Jack Caglione. Look at this double. Just keep on rolling.
Oh, a little Limp Bizkit. I got you right there, Jason Benetti. Good drop, but he has exit velocity for days. I mean, Jack Caglione, when you're talking about metrics, the ball does not come off a bat harder than Jack Caglione's.
See that hard hit rate climbing as he swats this ball to right of center. And Matt Vierling is underneath for out number 2. So this Royals team, which has been rather aggressive in the series, they go 8 pitches in the 5th inning and 2 fairly quick outs here in the 6th.
Yeah, and at this point in time with the bullpen game, you know you don't have to be patient. You're not trying to work up any type of pitch count. You're going to face a guy probably one time, and then you're facing somebody different. So don't let those strikes go by. Andy Dirks has been saying it all night. Don't let those free ones go by.
Get ready to hit.
Yep.
Andy Dirks has been losing his mind on every take of a fastball tonight.
Yeah, you know, hitting, you got to be aggressive against big league pitching. If you let them get ahead in counts, they will own you. 2 strikes, it's tough to hit with 2 strikes at this level, especially when there's guys on base. But there's still a bullpen day, like Haas was saying. So Ricky Vanasco will come in at some point. It's not like they can just jump straight to Kyle Finnegan. There's still going to be some length that's needed in the next couple innings before they can get to Kenley.
That Kenley you're talking about is Kenley Jansen, who's 3rd all-time in saves in Major League Baseball. And Kyle Finnegan, who the Royals jumped on Friday night, is the guy loosening in the Tigers bullpen.
They want him for the top of the order. Garcia, Witt, Pasquantino.
On the ground up the middle, just around second base. That's a fortunate roll for the Tigers that it didn't skip off the bag. And a 10-pitch inning for DeJesus. On PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Nintendo Switch, rated E for everyone. 5-3 Detroit with the lead as Daniel Lynch the 4th throws ball 1 to Dylan Dingler here in the 7th inning. Tigers have taken the lead on a 2-run home run from Gage Workman in his first at bat as a Detroit Tiger. One and one, and now Daniel Lynch has been through a process that a number of relievers have been through over the past couple years. When you're asked to provide more high leverage at bats, the team wants you to find more strikeouts. And Adam, you've been there, you've done that. Lynch has really been aggressive about increasing his strikeout rate.
You got to punch tickets out there. It's the only safe thing to do. Any ball in play, who knows?
You sound like you're scarred from balls in play.
No, it's just, you know, you got to really tiptoe around it when you can't get the whiff and you can't get those strikeouts. So make no bones about it. I wanted to strike out everybody.
Daniel Lynch even described it as a change in the way he saw himself. Like he was a pitch to contact guy. Now he's a strikeout guy.
Yeah, he moved out to the bullpen. When you move to the bullpen, you don't have pitchers to waste. You got to get in there and attack. Starting pitchers, sometimes you feel like they get in their heads sometimes. You're going to face guys 3-4 times. Maybe a guy comes up with nobody on. I can save some pitches, my out pitch for that high leverage situation. But when Daniel Lynch went to the bullpen, he just attacked and said, I might get 3 hitters this inning. I'm going to give you everything I got right here, right now. And it's really worked out for him.
Called strike 3. Dingler is out. Lynch does punch a ticket to start the 7th.
Yeah, check this 4-seam fastball out with a little bit of leak back. Run towards the arm side. Just froze Dingler right there at the plate. That's a quality fastball with some run back towards the plate. Daniel Lynch continues to come in, attack that zone, and look really, really good this season.
When you do slide back in the pecking order, you know, you get towards the back end of the game and the manager puts that trust in you. You know, a little bit of that killer instinct comes along with that too. You know, you start smelling those strikeouts when you get to 2 strikes.
Got to get mad at yourself.
Yeah, we learned about that with
I mean, if that's what it takes, you know, if that's what it takes. Can't be nice all the time.
Angry hitters play and say your prayers to the BABIP baseball gods, right?
That's right.
That's what I learned today.
Yeah, you have to be kind to the batting average on ball and play gods.
Absolutely. If not, you will pay.
Well, that's why you punch tickets, so you don't have to worship them too hard. You can be atheist in this situation.
2-2 on Riley Green. Lynch struck out Dingler, and Green fouls it away first base side.
It's 4 sliders in a row.
You love being a lefty against a lefty like this, don't you, Dirk?
Eventually, if he throws too many, though, Riley will get him.
Yeah,
if he's got to locate it. If he locates it down and away, but you keep throwing enough breaking balls, the likelihood of hanging one goes up.
Likelihood of souvenir just went up too, by the way. Likelihood of smiles is like 100% over in that field box there.
As you see 5 sliders in a row. See, the problem is you start thinking, I think he's going to throw me a fastball here.
Yeah, and you just can't give a
change up down the line, right field corner. Riley Green has a double with 1 out here in the 7th. Well, it wasn't a slider. It wasn't a fastball either.
Yeah, he got him in good rhythm and timing. Riley hung tough in the at-bat. One of his big improvements this year is not punching out as much, being tougher to handle with 2 strikes. Does a good job fouling off some tough sliders. Gets him a changeup down and in. Hooks it down the line.
And there was a noticeable difference with Riley Green's 2-strike approach right there. You saw all the sliders back to back to back. Too good of a hitter to give the same look. Then you try and go change up, get creative. That's what the presence of a Riley Green in the box alone does to a pitcher. Get you thinking.
One 1-0 on Wenzel Perez. He takes a called strike. Perez kind of looks back. Batters are still not remembering they can challenge, I think.
Yeah, there's some hesitation for sure.
Maybe it's not remembering, but at least they're not triggering the instinct to challenge.
It'll take a little bit. You see the guys that come up from AAA or have played AAA baseball the last year, 2 years, they're way ahead of the curve with it. But a lot of the hitters that have been in the big leagues, it's not the natural instinct.
Up the middle into center field. That's a base hit for Perez. Riley Green around third, an airmail throw from center gets an extra base for the Tigers and a 6-3 advantage for Detroit.
Staying with the soft stuff. Another changeup out of the left hand. Perez just bangs it back up the box. Isbell's going to come up throwing, and when he comes up throwing, pretty easy read once Riley scores for Wenzel to take second base.
So the Tigers, who scored 3 runs on Friday, 1 run on Saturday, have put together 6 on Sunday to try and avoid a sweep here in Kansas City. So deeper into the bullpen, and Alex Lang, the former Tiger, will come out of the pen. And after almost 25 years, the WNBA returns to NBC. It all begins on May 17th on NBC and streaming on Peacock. Friday was opening night for the WNBA. Handful of games yesterday as well as the season just gets underway. The Tigers have taken a 6-3 lead in this game, and here is our game recap. It has been an up and down ball game. Matt Vierling with a double to left center, and then a whiff on the throw by Isbell. A couple runs came home, 3-0 Tigers. But in the bottom of the third inning, Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr. both scored. Vinny Pasquantino drove him in, then Garcia gave the Royals the lead, but Gage Workman hit himself his first major league home run, and then the Tigers added on. The Royals tied it at 3, then the Workman home run made it 5-3. Now 6-3. The Tigers have taken the lead. You know, Gage Workman in his first ever Tigers at bat, maybe you should have seen it coming, because his middle name is Tater. Gage Workman's middle name is Tater, which is baseball slang for home run. And as the story goes, his grandfather was called Tater growing up. It was just his nickname for the boys in the neighborhood, called him Tater. And Gage Workman's dad was like, well, that's a baseball name, we'll just use it. So his official name is Gage Tater Workman. And now he's got his first Tater in Major League Baseball.
I might want to go by Tater full time from now on. That's my first name, Tater. Don't even worry about Gage. Call me Tater.
Call me Tater.
I'm in. I'm all in on that. That's a good baseball name.
Here is Alex Lang, who comes in out of the Kansas City bullpen. Could you imagine if Gage Workman went a couple years without a Tater, with the middle name Tater? Like, that is perfect that he hits one in his first Detroit Tigers at bat.
It is. Maybe he's chosen, like we were talking about earlier. A.J. Hinch mentioned in his office he wanted to see him up here, and he's happy that he's finally up here because he can swing the bat. And Dirks, you were saying it was lighting up AAA Toledo.
Ground ball foul of third. So Alex Lang comes into the ball game. He is the only pitcher all time, according to Baseball Reference, who's thrown exclusively for the Royals and Tigers in Major League Baseball and no other team.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Couple batters, but he is the only pitcher to do that. And it's a marvelous story on Mother's Day. His mom, Renee, adopted him at birth, raised him as a single mom, and the bond that he has with his mom all the way through life is a magical one, as that is a throw to third and a caught stealing. Perez is out.
They know Lang pretty well. They know you can run on him. He's got a high leg kick. Pitch was a fastball. Perfect throw down to third.
And that's right, Dirks, because I remember last time in Detroit when these teams faced off, Alex Lang came in the ball game, and the first pitch they took off stealing from first base. So they must have something on Alex. But Diaz behind the plate there. See him rocking that Mother's Day gear, showing off the cannon. He's got a good one back there.
3-1. And that is a strike. So 3-2 on Torkelson. That was challengeable.
Usually when you go down to take off the old shin guard, you think it's ball 4. That's pretty good indicator you thought it was a ball.
It's been a couple of those where the Tigers hitters are just not wanting to pull the trigger, tap the helmet.
3-2 from Lang. That is ball 4, and we check in with Amit.
Yeah, I talked to Alex Lang before the game today. He was adopted by his mom, Renee, basically at birth. He said that his mom was everything to him, single mother, raising Alex, fostering his baseball abilities. And I was asking all the guys, what was your favorite meal that mom made growing up? And he goes, mom worked a lot. And so I was the cook growing up. So she was at school, she was a teacher, she would work late. He goes, I made a bunch of chicken and pasta. That was my way to thank her and contribute back to her with all that she's given to him.
It's a beautiful story, and Alex Lang, a nice comeback story as well in Major League Baseball. He gets a ground ball from his former teammate, Zach McKinstry. It's the Tigers by 3 on Mother's Day. In baseball, Andy Dirks.
Murakami, the White Sox gave him a 2-year deal, $34 million, and he's paying it off for him right now. 15 homers, 3rd in the bigs.
Eric Hosmer, nobody beats the Miz.
Nobody, and nobody knows cheese like Milwaukee and the Miz, averaging 101.1 on his fastball. Just incredible.
Ottavino, Shea Langoliers, and Ath.
He's trying to grab that belt from Cal Raleigh as the game's best catcher. He's off to an incredible start, has the A's in first place.
Dexter Fowler was singing Go Cubs Go earlier. I wonder whose this is.
The friendly confines. Nobody does it like Wrigley.
You hit all the notes on that too, by the way. I think you've done that for karaoke at some point.
Hey, we
Dex.
won a lot of games in 15 and 16. I will tell you that.
Did you say 15, Dex? That was a good year.
That was we should have played, y'all. You know what? Y'all didn't play the same Mets team we played.
Ooh, 15 drama.
Lane
Thomas.
We would give you a run for your money.
That was a good one. Good to see you're still here, Dex. I was not sure if Dex was still in the building or not, but
you know what? I'm over here and I'm getting mad at these outfielders that are missing these cutoff men. I said those are easy assists. I'm over here looking at Anthony Sanders, the first base coach. He's looking at me, and we're throwing up our hands like, what is going on right now?
Don't get up here around Andy Dirks. There could be some bitter baseball men around here, a couple former outfielders.
Hit the cutoff man. Those are easy assists.
I'm with you.
Keep the double play in order on the second one.
We got a challenge here. Ooh.
Yeah, we do.
Weather? We got weather?
It sounded like the National Weather Service was jumping in. Here's your ABS challenge, powered by T-Mobile. It is strike 3. Lane Thomas says, oh, man. The batter reactions on this thing have been top shelf.
What did he say?
He said, shoot. I dislike that call.
Gee, Williker.
Oh, darn it.
Is that why we got the weather?
Yeah, I think so. That might be Dex. Strike 3, Lane Thomas. Disappointed. Pitching change for the Tigers. All day on Peacock and NBCSN with the Miami Marlins visiting the Tampa Bay Rays at noon Eastern. What a juggernaut the Rays have been. And later on Sunday Night Baseball, the San Diego Padres of Craig Stammen face the Seattle Mariners at 7 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Peacock. What an entertaining series between the Padres and Cardinals that just closed. Padres walked off the Cards today 3-2 and 10 as Kyle Finnegan enters for the Tigers out of the bullpen. Andy Dirks, he is the 5th pitcher used by A.J. Hinch tonight.
Yeah, and he'd be considered a leverage arm for the Tigers. He's got a good four-seam fastball, works it at the top of the zone, the split down. He's also been trying to throw the fastball at the bottom rail a little more this year to get the hitters to freeze, thinking that it's going to be a split.
There's that fastball. It's low and it's also outside. 2-0 on Garcia, who came into this at bat having seen 5 total pitches in a 3-for-3. Is now 3-0.
Michael came out swinging. No reason to wait around. We've talked about it all night. Strike one's going to be the best one you see as a hitter. When you look at that strike box, the pitchers, they're trying to be in the box for strike one, and then you're just trying to nibble, get corners from that point on. So be ready to go from pitch one.
Finnegan 3-0. He misses upstairs. And now Bobby Witt Jr., who tonight, for one night only, has been walking up to Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw because his mom, Lori, chose it for him. Lori is in the Bahamas right now for Mother's Day.
As she should be.
While Bob is playing.
What a life.
Yeah, it's a great life.
And she's earned that. She's earned every bit of that. Lori Witt, we all know Bobby Witt Sr. was in the big leagues. Professional athlete.
As the story goes, we heard, she chose the song because that's the song that she and Bobby danced to at Bobby's wedding.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Bobby Witt Jr. always shouts out Lori Witt, saying she's the athlete of the family. She's where he created that mentality.
Chopper to third, could be two. Here's the turn. It's in time. McKinstry fires it over there to cut down one of the fastest runners in all of baseball. 5-4 to 3 to the 8th. And Gage Workman, who just hit his first major league home run, stands in his first Tigers at bat. He homered. His OPS, evidently, according to our statistician Ed Svita, is 5,000. Here it is in the 6th.
Down and in slider to a lefty. Where the lefties like the ball, Haas?
That's the sweet spot. You see that front toe for Workman down early, ready to read the pitch.
We talked about that earlier, me and you, about being ready to hit all the time, and you don't have to hit the ball 115 off the bat.
That's right.
If you make solid contact.
Yeah, you see a lot of guys now, big leg kicks, and Workman just getting that front toe down and turn the backside when you go to make your move. Consistency, that's repeatable. Sometimes with these big leg kicks, when you're going good, you feel great, but when you're searching, struggling, it is hard to find that timing. Getting that front toe down, I wish I could have been more consistent in doing that throughout my career.
Workman to center. Lane Thomas makes the catch, and now this.
At Ace, no matter how you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Thanks for joining us tonight here at Kauffman Stadium. Adam Ottavino is inside the pitch. Down in right field, Andy Dirks, Eric Hosmer, Jason Benetti, our entire crew. Dexter Fowler, Ahmed Fareed on the pregame and have joined us to wear out Eric Hosmer. Dexter wins Chirp of the Year on the telecast. Good job, Dex.
Absolutely. I couldn't let that one slide. You know, you can let a lot slide, but not that. That was a quick jab.
Quick jab. Had to throw it out there. 2015. That was our year, Dex. Listen, I know you're America's leadoff hitter. I get it. You were here early on. You set the tone. We went about 5-6 innings there. I need to see that big league smile, buddy. Good to see you.
Good to see y'all.
I think he meant it.
I felt like
he meant it about me and Andy and Adam. I don't know if he meant it about you.
Yeah, you know, that's my guy from way back. So there's still love there, but no love lost. But this is our 10-year. Y'all's 10-year was last year.
He hates me. He hates me. I can read body language. He's off me.
It's a ground ball foul. When is the reunion from the 2016 Cubs, Dex?
July 17th to 19th, I think.
You ready to see all those boys again?
Yeah, we had like a little pre 10-year, and they had like our lockers set up in the locker room. We had a dinner and a party in the locker room, which was cool.
Scott Harris was there, right? President of the Tigers.
Scott was there. Scott was there. Peter Chase was there.
Great media relations man, Peter Chase.
Those are all my brothers. And Hodge, you can speak on this. They'll be your brothers for life. I mean, winning the championship, there's nothing like it.
That's right. You are forever connected with that group from Chicago Cubs. And every 10 years, we were 10-year celebration, 25-year celebration, 30-year for the 85 team. So you're exactly right, Dex.
You are killing Dirks up here.
Dirks, how's it feel?
No comment, Dex. No comment.
MIA, a young woman dreams of life in Miami's glittering world until tragedy pulls her into the city's dangerous underbelly. Streaming now. You ready for MIA? You ready for that, Haas?
We just got done talking about Madison Bumgarner over the break, and then that read, I'm scared out of my mind.
Are you from Miami's glittering world?
No, but I will be if you need me to be.
Are you from the dangerous underbelly?
The aren't born, they're made kind of got to me a little bit.
It did?
Not going to lie.
You ready to go?
I'll let you explain.
You're going to watch MIA?
Dirks, can I get a ride home today, buddy?
Yeah, you can.
There's a strike to Pasquantino. 6-3, the Tigers leading the Royals. Bottom of the 8th inning. Into right center field, down for a base hit.
Here we go.
4 out of 5 games between these two teams before tonight were decided in the last at bat. Here is Pasquatch, the Vinny Pasquantino mascot, who takes a walk every time Vinny's on base. And we'll see if that's an ominous sign. Hitters aren't born, they're made.
There you go. I see what you're doing there. And the Pasquatch, he is not afraid to start a rally out there when you see him strutting around on top right there by the Hall of Fame. This is an interesting situation. This game is far from over.
Here's a chopper. Torkelson wheeling from first, getting the out at second base. Pasquantino is out. Collins to first.
Gets ground ball with the split. Easy play for Torque to spin it over to second, but no play back at first. Finnegan was a little late to the bag. I don't think they would have had him anyways. Collins gets down the line pretty well.
Yeah, Collins trying to be aggressive there too. First pitch fastball, and then Finnegan starting him off slow, out in front, rolled over a little bit. Finnegan, this is the second inning of work here. It's obvious, you know, Kenley's going to get the ball in the ninth if it's a save situation, so Royals trying to get to him in his second inning of work.
Here is Carter Jensen, who grew up a big enough Royals fan that he and his family went to Arizona on a family trip when he was growing up for spring break. They just went to spring training to watch, and now he and Mom Kim, Dad Jim, the entire family celebrating Mother's Day with him as a Kansas City Royal. I mean, you talk about dreams come true. There's a strike. 1-1. Ahmed Fareed.
He went to so many games, he told me that he lost count, but he was at Game 6 of the 2014 World Series. Haas, remember that when he had a couple hits, 2 RBIs. He said he tried to emulate you, your discipline, staying through the ball, staying to center field. But he wasn't alone, Eric. He said all of his friends wanted to be like Haas, so much so they got the Haas haircut, swept through the school. He said everyone had it.
Oh, I appreciate that love too. 2 knocks Game 6. Didn't work out Game 7 the way we wanted to, but Carter Jensen, I see you following me with the haircut, but do not try and hit like me. Keep your swing, buddy. That swing plays.
Haas saying Barber.
Oh,
Dex, that might, okay, Dex.
Dex is a killer tonight.
Check this out right here, the Haas haircut. We're just creating all type of stuff right here, Dirks. I don't know what was going on. We're trying to fade the beard.
Was that dye?
You see the, no, don't do me like that, Dex. Come on now. I don't need any of that product. It's a natural situation there.
It's a natural situation.
Dex is taking, these chirps are going a little too far now. I would never use product, you know this.
I always liked it. I thought it was a good look for you.
Hey, I only say that because the same barber is the one who cut you last night.
DeJuan Bonds, he's my guy. Been with him for a long time, baby.
2-2 is upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and thin margin here for Jensen right now. So if he's going to be disciplined like you, where's his mind?
Oh man, I tell you what, he wants something to start close to him. Obviously Finnegan with that changeup and that runner of a fastball, you want it to come out of the hand, start close to you, inside, trust it's going to leak back over the plate.
He takes ball 4. It's a pitch he swung at earlier in the sequence. 2 on for Kansas City. It's the Lofton spot. And we will see what the Royals decide to do here. It's Michael Massey, who has a 3-run homer in this series. He is the tying run who comes up to the plate in this 8th inning. Tigers pitching coach Chris Fetter on the phone. It was a close game yesterday until this from Illinois native Michael Massey, a 3-run home run off Detroit's Ty Madden that just kept on going. And there is life in that bat, Haas.
There is a lot of life in that bat. I'm afraid to call it sneaky juice, sneaky pop, because Michael Massey, that ball last night he hit out of right center. Off the bat, wasn't really sure whether or not it's going to get out of here, and it sure did. Missed another one last night to left center. Came off the bat real good, real hot. Matt Cucharo right now is spending it right here, using Michael Massey instead of Lofton. I like the move.
Well, it came up beautifully, the reverse on Friday night. He hit Lofton against a left-hander and got the jackpot on it in their walk-off win on Friday night for Kansas City. 0-1 to Massey. Throw down to second base is high. Collins is back. 0-2 on Massey. Adam, how you putting him away?
Triple up on the fastball up. He struggled with the fastball on the year. He's not near that. No reason to change it. Just got to keep it above the zone.
See what Dingler calls here for Finnegan on 0-2. He went splitter there. Why do you think he goes splitter?
Just to mix it up. I personally, I think fastball up was the play.
Massey talking to himself, awaiting a 1-2. See if Finnegan goes back to that fastball on the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. It's up the middle towards second base. McKinstry gets 1 and 2. Bang, bang at first. It's a double play for McKinstry, McGonigal, and Torkelson. We'll see if the Royals challenge. No.
Location, location. Throws the ball away, a little broken bat. Look at the turn for McGonigal.
Three, as Colt Keith will bat against the right-hander Steven Cruz, and a foul ball. Cruz is the 11th pitcher to enter this game tonight, and somehow, some way, on a bullpen day for the Tigers, the Royals have used more pitchers.
Wow. I wonder what the odds of that would have been pregame, because there's no way anybody thought Kansas City Royals would be using more pitchers out of the bullpen today. I bet even A.J. Hinch would have said there's no way that Kansas City Royals are using more bullpen guys than us today, but it's baseball. That's what they say, right, Dirks?
Yeah, the Tigers got to Noah Cameron. They got his pitch count up early.
Fastball to 99, elevated by Cruz. One down here in the 9th inning, and the NBA playoffs continue tomorrow on NBC and Peacock. The Pistons and the Cavs, after a phenomenal game 3, will play game number 4 in that series. The Pistons a 2-1 leader. We already saw the Knicks sweep out the 76ers earlier. Timberwolves are up 105-101 at last check. About 2 minutes to go in quarter number 4. That's over on NBC. Game number 4 of that series. It's either a 3-1 lead for San Antonio, or the Timberwolves can even it at 2. One down for Dingler. Just a quick tip of the cap today to our colleague Mike Tirico. One of the best play-by-play announcers to ever do it was the commencement speaker at our alma mater, Syracuse University, today. It's an incredible honor. Congratulations to Mike. Had to mute the text thread of all the Syracuse people for all of the congratulations. My phone was exploding during the game tonight. Mike is one of the best people in this industry. Human, hard worker, understands the rules of everything he calls, and truly honored to be his teammate. And congrats, Mike, on that honor at Syracuse University. 2-2 for Dingler.
Diaz just tried to challenge, and he didn't give it to him.
He doesn't have any. That's a technical foul, I think, and the Tigers get 2 free throws.
What is the ruling on that when you're out of challenges and you go for it?
They should throw him out the game.
There you go.
It's over with.
I think there was a basketball game in Michigan, something like that, wasn't there?
Ooh.
Dex got you going, buddy. Oh,
I know.
man.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Chris Webber's like, wait a sec.
How did I get drugged?
It's a 9th inning of a Sunday night game, and I'm getting mentioned? 3-2. That's sliced to left center field and up the alleyway. To the edge of the warning track, Dylan Dingler pulls into second base with a 1-out double. He has been an offensive revelation this year for the Tigers.
He's on a lot of different pitch types. That's the cutter away. It's kind of a bullet slider. You see him lean out over the plate, stays on the pitch. He's timed up for 98. So he's out in front of 93, but does a good job, adjusts in the box, keeps his legs in it, his hands back, stays through the baseball. That's how you hit in the big leagues. You see guys are way less adjustable across the board. They have the groove swing. What? Dingler's an athlete in the box. They call him the polar bear.
His high school nickname was the Polars. They had a big polar bear in the entrance of the high school. 0-1. Way inside. Adam, what did you call Riley Green's swing earlier?
Scoopy?
Scoopy.
Scoopy's crazy.
Yeah.
It is pretty
Is what it is. Is what it is. I mean, I think he's got the most tilt in the league. Swing tilt.
1-1 to one of the scoopiest swings in baseball. Is that your favorite Peanuts character, Scoopy? Here you go.
Yeah, and I would know because I threw one right in that scoop one time, and he took me out of the ballpark. So
did you really?
Yeah, I'm well versed.
You threw it right into the bat path. We got a challenge, and it's a ball. Did you know it right when you let it go?
Well, I didn't think he was swinging. It was an 0-0 sweeper backdoor. It was kind of like down middle. If I thought he was going to swing, I would not have thrown that. But credit to him. He was ready to hit.
He wins the ABS challenge, powered by T-Mobile.
He's seeing everything right now. Riley's locked in.
He takes ball 4.
And this is what you've seen from Cruz, you know, coming back up from AAA. Just command. I mean, he's got stuff.
Command, he's got the stuff, like you said. The command is the issue. We saw him work last night. He came in, firing the fastball, heavy velocity, just pounding the zone. Did the same thing coming into tonight, and he threw that one splitter. That dingler hit, and it kind of threw him off. Got him out of his rhythm. Good strike one right there at 99 to get him back in the zone.
Get me over 99.
Oh, man. At the same time, you know, I know the Royals are down 3, base open. I don't know if you really pitch around Riley Green, but certainly don't groove one in there.
Garcia at third makes a catch. There are 2 away, and Spencer Torkelson will bat. You figure it is going to be Kenley Jansen in the 9th. He is loosening. He is 3rd all-time in saves in Major League Baseball.
Torkelson's shown the ability to hit velocity this year. He's a good fastball hitter. He zones it up. He tries to pull that fastball to the left field seats.
It's a cutter.
Caught him cheating.
Yeah.
Take your shot. If a guy throws 98, you got to be geared up, looking one pitch, fastball, and if you swing through it, tip your cap, go to the next pitch.
Still on the heater. And you see Spencer making the adjustment last at bat or a couple at bats, whichever one it was, comes up with runners in scoring position. Probably let a couple good pitches go by. So good adjustment there, saying that's not going to happen again. Coming up in runners in scoring position. Good aggressive mistake right there, if that's what you want to call it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and that's the difference. You know, you get strike one, you get a cutter over the plate. Now 98. As a hitter, you no longer have the ability to anticipate a fastball because you have to honor that cutter that he threw for strike one. That's good pitching right here from Steven Cruz.
Royals have no challenges left. That is ball 2, and it was below the zone.
You guys got me thinking now, if a team does challenge with none left, that should be some kind of penalty or something, or
should lose your pitch comp for a bet.
Can't charge it.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fastball blitzed him. Inning over. The Royals need 3 to tie in the bottom of the 9th. More at auctions.mlb.com. A great gift for mom as Mother's Day winds down across Major League Baseball. And Kenley Jansen of 482 career saves, 3rd all time, is out to the mound. He has not pitched a lot recently for the Tigers. Last time he saw a save situation, it was on the road in Atlanta, and Matt Olson victimized him twice on the road trip, once in Cincinnati, and then this. A long ball from Olson. 4-3 the final score for Atlanta, but Kenley Jansen has turned a promising catching career into one of the best closers of all time, Dexter Fowler.
Absolutely. I remember Hawaii Winter League. I'm playing against him. I felt like he was on my team because he would miss the bus every time, every game, and he'd be on our bus, and he'd be like, my coach is going to kill me. I'm late again. I tell you what he's not late for. I mean, he's had a heck of a career. He's not late for these save situations, I'll tell you that.
He's been phenomenal. 482, just behind Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman. That's it since saves have become a stat. His 0-1 cutter is popped up by Caglione, and that is foul a couple rows back.
That's the location he has to play with right there, up and into the lefties. The only time he's been getting hurt is when the ball's down a little bit and middle. The lefties like that, especially ones that have scoop swings.
I wish I had a little more scoop in my swing.
Yeah, if I had a little more scoop in my swing.
Yeah, need it.
0-2 from Jansen. Shattered bat, popped up left side of the infield and one away. Gage Workman makes the catch.
Oh, does that give you cold sweats at night thinking about that pitch right there?
Oh, I can relate to that, Jack Caglione. This is what Kenley Jansen does right here. That cutter on the inner half. Oh, man, you see it just absolutely sawing off Jack Caglione's bat.
I think his thumbs are still at home plate.
That's enough, Dex. That is enough. Let's go. We don't need any more chirping out of Dexter down there. It was a good one, though. I got to respect it.
Starling Marte will hit. And he takes a strike.
I think for most people, they don't understand. There's a difference between like a four-seam looking cutter and the bullet cutter that's more of a slider.
Yes.
Very few guys throw that true cut fastball that out of the hand, it looks just like a four-seam. You think you're on it, and it moves into a lefty away from a righty 2 or 3 inches.
Yep, similar to Mariano Rivera. I mean, you're taking the at-bat, you're swinging at the pitch, you're seeing the ball in a certain spot, thinking this ball was middle in, wherever it was. You then go back to watch the video, and you're like, this ball was way in on me. I didn't see that ball like that live on the field, but like you said, Dirks, it's just a cutter that you cannot pick up and see well.
Like that. He was all tied up. Starling Marte, who's seen a ton of Major League Baseball. He's 37 years old, and he looked like he'd seen that for the first time.
Yeah, you just don't see swings like that from Starling Marte. Another guy with that front toe down, so he can read these pitches early. He can see it out of hand, but that cutter, just something about it you cannot pick up with Kenley. You cannot pick it up out of hand well.
That was one of those where I think you'd want to have a challenge back. I believe he called that. Jimenez called that strike 3, and it looked like it was above the zone. The Royals are out of challenges, so 2 out. And Lane Thomas is the batter. The Tigers win this game. Pitching chaos might become the official mascot of Sunday Night Baseball.
It could. It works at times. But like Adam was talking earlier, you have to patch when you're passing the torch. One guy that walks the house, anything happens, it makes it very difficult. But the Tigers did a good job tonight. Throwing strikes. No free passes. That's been the weakness of the bullpen for the Tigers so far this year is free passes. If they eliminate those and play good defense, which they've played today, and score 6 runs, that helps. That helps.
Big homer.
Gage Workman. First career homer. Welcome to the D.
1-2 is upstairs. 2-2. Adam, just real quick on Kenley Jansen. When you watch him pitch, what's first on your mind?
I'm kind of sick of him, honestly, in the NL West. All those years, just the dang Oregon and Dodger Stadium, every strikeout, dun 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 dun. And you know, look, I mean, the cutter is probably one of the best pitches of all time. His cutter.
They're going to challenge here, Adam. He was starting to walk off the mound, and the Oregon was playing in everybody's mind. Let's see.
Adam, I concur too. I've been part of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a unicorn pitch. It's got crazy amount of lift. It goes left. It's very hard to figure out. So, I mean, he's one of the all-time greats, though.
3-2 from Jansen. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Kenley Jansen finishes off Save number 483 in his major league career. And the Tigers break a 5-game losing streak entering tonight. They win 6-3 and pick up a game on 500 and first place Cleveland over Kansas City, who was looking for the sweep.
Tigers needed that. After losing 5 in a row, they need a win here. They didn't want to get swept by a division opponent. Now they're going to head into New York, try to keep the mojo going. Gage Workman right there with a big 2-run shot. First home run of his career.
And he will join Ahmed Fareed when we come back to Kansas City. 6-3, the Tigers beat the Royals. In lovely Kansas City on Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Capital One. Gage Workman, his first major league home run, helped the Tigers to the win, and moments ago he was with our own Ahmed Fareed. Ahmed. Sunday leadoff begins your baseball day on Peacock and NBCSN with the Miami Marlins against Tampa Bay Rays at noon Eastern. Later on Sunday Night Baseball, the Padres and the Mariners, 7 p.m. Eastern in Seattle, exclusively on Peacock. For Andy Dirks, Eric Hosmer, Adam Ottavino, Dexter Fowler, and Ahmed Fareed, I'm Jason Benetti. For our crew, Matt Borzello, Andrew Greathouse, everybody in the truck, you've been watching Sunday Night Baseball on Peacock, presented by Capital One. Good night.